Chapter 1053 Spirit Might King, Seeking Monthly Tickets, _2 On the surface, Marquis Purple Dream expended a portion of his true Bodis origin source to hold off Lord Qingfen, while unleashing hundreds of peak Dominator-level puppets to throw Qingfen City into chaos. In secret, he commanded his disciples to wield the Myriad Formation Crystal to replicate the city's numerous grand formations. Afterward, even if Lord Qingfen sensed something amiss, it would be too late. As long as the replicated heart of Myriad Formation that mirrored the city's defenses fell into Marquis Purple Dream's hands, the defensive formations of Qingfen City would be rendered useless. The consequences of such an outcome were unimaginable. Marquis Purple Dream would only need to gather several great lords to easily breach Qingfen City, and at that point, the entire Qingfen domain would be doomed. I suppose I was just lucky, Lin Yuan said. Upon seeing the Myriad Formation Crystal in the hands of the purple-haired woman, Lin Yuan gained a rough understanding of their plan. Fortunately, you were here, Lord Qingfen said, his tone laced with relief. If not for Lin Yuan, the purple-haired woman and her group might have left Qingfen City smoothly with the Myriad Formation Crystal. If that had happened, how could he be sitting here so peacefully now? Then again, Lord Qingfen wasn't entirely sure about Marquis Purple Dream's real scheme. Even with some suspicions, he couldn't ascertain it. This time, that Purple Dream has suffered a significant loss. I suspect this Myriad Formation Crystal was granted by the higher-ups of the ancient country. She's bound to face severe punishment for losing it. No wonder her face turned pale when I escaped the dream she had woven, Lord Qingfen said with a smirk on his face. In hindsight, Marquis Purple Dream had indeed lost both her troops and the figurative bride in this failed operation. How valuable is this Myriad Formation Crystal, exactly? Lin Yuan asked as he stroked the crystal stone in his hand. Though the crystal carried immense strategic significance for large-scale forces, it held little personal meaning for Lin Yuan. As for the essence of the grand formations contained inside, Lin Yuan had already comprehended it over the time Head held the crystal. Simply put, Lin Yuan had fully grasped the essence of this Myriad Formation Crystal and could replicate the formations within at will. He himself could now be considered the equivalent of a Myriad Formation Crystal. You intend to sell this Myriad Formation Crystal? Lord Qingfen asked, slightly surprised while looking at Lin Yuan. Yes, Lin Yuan nodded. Currently, the resources needed for his cultivation and advancement were massive, and relying solely on Lord Qingfen for support felt a bit unreasonable. Besides, Lord Qingfen wouldn't be able to sustain it for very long. While the fierce Sun Divine Body possessed the ability to burn and devour external items as cultivation resources, the repercussions of excessive reliance on this ability were monumental. Occasional use might not cause significant problems, but making it a consistent practice could draw the attention of truly powerful figures from the fierce Sun ancient country. The Myriad Formation Crystal has substantial value and will be easy to sell. Lord Qingfen contemplated for a moment before saying, "Leave this matter to me. I'll contact buyers who have a genuine need for the Myriad Formation Crystal." As a renowned peak-level Great Lord, Lord Qingfen naturally had many connections. With Lord Qingfen handling the negotiations, the crystal could be sold at the highest possible price. If Lin Yuan were to sell it on his own, he'd risk falling into traps. After finalizing the details for selling the Myriad Formation Crystal, Lin Yuan and Lord Qingfen shifted their discussion to the Purple Dream domain. Marquis Purple Dream is unlikely to let this go, Lin Yuan said. From the strategies to stall Lord Qingfen to the attempt to replicate Qingfen City's grand formations using the Myriad Formation Crystal, each step revealed Marquis Purple Dream's unrelenting ambition for Qingfen City and the Qingfen domain. Would Purple Dream Marquis truly retreat after such a failure? Furthermore, the assault on Qingfen City might not solely be Marquis Purple Dream's initiative. The Myriad Formation Crystal was likely bestowed by the higher-ups of their ancient country, and the true mastermind behind the move on Qingfen City could be one of those high-ranking figures. I am well aware, Lord Qingfen nodded. With his strategic thinking, he had naturally deduced several possibilities. I'll take my leave now. A few of my friends have already expressed considerable interest in the Myriad Formation Crystal. Lord Qingfen stood up and departed. Lord Qingfen disappeared. The sky-burning court fell silent once more. Purple Dream Domain. Lin Yuan's thoughts wandered before he stopped ruminating further. Considering Lord Qingfen's knowledge of the Purple Dream Domain and its affiliated ancient country, Lin Yuan trusted him to handle the situation appropriately. As for the next steps against the Purple Dream Domain, Lord Qingfen would provide guidance. Lin Yuan's priority was to continue cultivating and strengthening himself. Xianxia the novel of Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. No matter the circumstances or location, enhancing one's strength was always the correct course of action. The philosophy of strength reigning supreme was universal across any realm or world. The number of fiery sun seeds I've condensed now exceeds 31,000, yet continuing to condense more is growing increasingly difficult. Lin Yuan silently contemplated. In truth, after reaching 30,000 fiery sun seeds, the difficulty in condensing each additional seed had increased by tens of times. Upon reaching 31,000 seeds, it had surged by another order of magnitude. At my current pace, it will likely take 600 to 700 years to condense 33,333 fiery sun seeds, Lin Yuan estimated inwardly. This calculation assumed that each subsequent fiery sun seed would be significantly harder to condense than the last. It seems I'm still far behind those core royalty of the ancient countries. Lin Yuan increasingly felt the arduous challenges of cultivation, particularly in regards to condensing fiery sun seeds. He couldn't help but envy those core royal bloodlines who could effortlessly condense fiery sun seeds even while asleep. What Lin Yuan didn't know was that even the core royal bloodlines with the purest of fierce sun ancient country lineage found the process of condensing fiery sun seeds far from easy. Especially beyond 20,000 seeds, their efforts were similarly grueling and slow. Bloodline advantages? Fierce sun radiance? At most, these could only marginally facilitate the condensation of fiery sun seeds. Even for the elite among ancient country royalty, surpassing the milestone of 30,000 fiery sun seeds meant that condensing each additional seed demanded thousands or even tens of thousands of years. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1054 Spirit Might King, Seeking Monthly Tickets? _3 Even sleeping, they were condensing? It was normal for a single sleep to span 10,000, 100,000, or even millions of years. Take it slow. I'm not in any hurry. Lin Yuan withdrew his thoughts. In this Feng Yuan world, he was not constrained by any lifespan limit. As far as cultivation was concerned, there was no need to rush. Steady progress was sufficient. Besides the seed of the fierce sun, my seventh physical body divine ability, Lin Yuan carefully sensed the depths of his physical Buddhist bloodline. Threads of primordial power were intertwining and tempering. The physical body divine ability I'm condensing now is probably related to the ancestor of Fierce Sunday. Could it perhaps be one of the innate gifts of this 13th level time being? Lin Yuan speculated silently. Within the Fierce Sun ancient country, all beings capable of condensing the seed of the Fierce Sun carried the bloodline of the ancestor of Fierce Sun, albeit extraordinarily diluted. Yet no matter how diluted it was, as long as it existed, it could be drawn out and condensed through the martial arts evolution road. Purple Dream Domain. Deep within the domain city, a grand and majestic hall stood. The Marquis Purple Dream, dressed in flowing violet robes, stood there silently. As time passed, one figure after another descended, appearing within the hall. These figures were clearly avatars of sorts, but for them to stand on equal footing with the Marquis Purple Dream, they were undoubtedly great lord-level powerhouses. Purple Dream, not only have you failed in your schemes, but you also lost the myriad formation crystal bestowed by His Highness? A low, deep voice sounded, and all the other figures immediately turned their gazes to the Marquis Purple Dream. I will personally explain this matter to His Highness. The Marquis Purple Dream fell silent for a moment, then continued, however, Within Qingfen City hides another great lord, secretly trained as a disciple by Lord Qingfen, a piece of intelligence I was unaware of. If she had known earlier that a great lord was concealed within Qingfen City, her plans would have been vastly different. At the very least, among the infiltrators sent into the city, one would have included a great lord-level powerhouse. Failure is failure. What's the point of explaining? Another figure spoke coldly, glaring at the Marquis Purple Dream. Enough. Stop arguing. At that moment, another figure spoke. His Highness has arrived. SAR the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Upon hearing those words, all the figures within the grand hall instantly fell silent, standing quietly in their places. In just a moment, a vast consciousness descended, coalescing into a tall and imposing figure within the hall. Greetings, Your Highness. All the figures bowed slightly toward the tall silhouette. The towering figure, known as the Spirit Might King, swept his gaze around. He was a king-level powerhouse. In the many ancient countries of the Fengyuan world, there were only two paths to being conferred the title of king. One was to step into the heavenly venerable realm and then receive the ancient country's decree of investiture. This was the most typical path for the many king-level powerhouses across the ancient nations. The other was to ascend to kingship through imperial lineage. The royal bloodline carried the essence of the ancient country's progenitor. To become a king through imperial lineage required a bloodline concentration nearly at the core of the royal hierarchy. Additionally, one had to reach the Great Lord level in cultivation. A Great Lord level powerhouse with a close-to-core royal bloodline might not quite match the strength of a heavenly venerate but would not lag far behind, thereby qualifying them for kingship. This Spirit Might King had ascended through the second pathway, carrying a potent bloodline of the ancestral progenitor. Speak. How are we to take the Qingfen domain now? Spirit Might King glanced at the group, his gaze lingering momentarily on the Marquis Purple Dream before speaking lazily. He already understood what had transpired regarding Qingfen City and knew it was not entirely the Marquis Purple Dream's fault. Who would have anticipated that Qingfen City harbored a hidden Great Lord? In fact, prior to initiating their plan, the Marquis Purple Dream had already simulated such a scenario, tracking the movements of Lord Qingfen's Great Lord-level allies and the region's other Great Lords from dozens of nearby domains. This was to ensure that her strategy would not coincide with a visit from one of Lord Qingfen's Great Lord-level allies. Yet ultimately, who could foresee that Lord Qingfen had secretly nurtured a Great Lord disciple? A Great Lord-level entity, concealed for so long? Truly, Lord Qingfen had exceptional patience. Your Highness, now that Lord Qingfen is on alert, seizing Qingfen City at the minimal cost will be exceedingly difficult. A figure spoke softly. This was indeed the truth. If the plan had gone smoothly, the Marquis Purple Dream would have replicated all of Qingfen City's formations. Then, with Spirit Might King stepping forward to request assistance from the ancient country's array master, they could have completely taken control of the inner and outer formations of Qingfen City in the shortest time possible. Afterward, the gathered Great Lord-level entities could infiltrate Qingfen City without detection and strike with overwhelming force. At that point, even if Lord Qingfen escaped alive, he would be fleeing in disarray, while Qingfen City, along with the Qingfen domain, would inevitably fall. But now, the possibility of taking Qingfen City at minimal cost had been virtually eliminated. After this encounter, Lord Qingfen would undoubtedly report the matter to the higher-ups of the fierce Sun ancient country. It was even probable that, at this moment, Qingfen City already harbored powerful individuals from the nation's capital. Now, even if Qingfen City's formations were laid bare, nobody would dare step inside. Since taking it at minimal cost is no longer possible, then we proceed with a standard assault. Spirit Might King spoke in an indifferent tone. Having just ascended to kingship, and as someone who had attained it through the Great Lord level, his prestige and strength still lacked recognition. He urgently needed a war to solidify his standing. In all the ancient nations, to beings below the Great Lord and Heavenly Venerate levels, the royal bloodline was exalted and inviolable. But in the eyes of great lords and heavenly venerates, the so-called royal bloodline was simply seen as a matter of luck, slightly more concentrated ancestral bloodline, nothing more. They all carried the progenitor's essence in their veins. Even if your bloodline was purer, without strength or renown, why would anyone obey you? This was especially true of heavenly venerable level powerhouses. Their strength had already reached unparalleled heights. Even the core royal members of Great Lord level could only barely compare to them in power. Heavenly venerate level figures generally paid little heed to the ancient royal family. Their willingness to accept royal decrees of investiture was purely out of respect for the progenitor of the ancient nation. A standard assault? The faces of the Marquis Purple Dream and the other Great Lord level figures changed slightly. This meant that a war between the two ancient nations was inevitable. Of course, it would only be a localized war, likely confined to several domains or at most dozens. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1055 Eye of Myriad Laws and Martial Arts Evolution Road. Please subscribe. I've just been crowned king. Logically, I should proceed cautiously, but there isn't enough time. Spirit Might King thought to himself, in just 1,000,000 years, father will abdicate. By then, the new emperor will be chosen from the ranks of the royal kings. Self-Dao realm experts generally have no issues with lifespan limitations, and anyone who becomes an emperor of an ancient country, no matter how unimpressive their strength may seem, would surely far exceed the Self-Dao realm. In the source world, emperors of the ancient countries can serve no more than 300 million years. Once they surpass 300 million years, they must step down, and the next emperor will be selected from among the emperor candidates. I have no reputation, no power, and only 1,000,000 years to position myself as an emperor candidate. It's simply impossible. Spirit Might King had always harbored an ambition to become the emperor of an ancient country. An ancient country's emperor wields the supreme treasure bestowed by the progenitor, which yields great benefits for personal cultivation and further refining one's bloodline. Heavenly venerate level powerhouses may dismiss the royal family, but they absolutely dare not underestimate the emperor of an ancient country, who is nearly equivalent to the progenitor's spokesperson within the nation. If I lack reputation, then I'll build it. The simplest way is to expand the ancient country's territories. Spirit Might King's gaze became profound as he set his sights on Qingfen City, a region within the Qingfen domain, a domain he had schemed over for many years. As long as Qingfen domain falls into his hands, it would quickly lead to sweeping influence across dozens, if not hundreds, of surrounding domains in a short time span. By then, conquering dozens or 100 domains for the ancient country would make him a strong contender for emperor, even if his qualifications were initially lacking. Your Highness plans to launch a war? Marquis Purple Dream cautiously asked. What's the matter? Spirit Might King glanced at Marquis Purple Dream. Nothing. It's just that war requires a great deal of preparation time, Marquis Purple Dream said. If they stuck to their initial plan, Qingfen City could be taken within half a day or even less. However, war comes with logistical challenges and preparation. The opposing side will also have time to prepare, leading to numerous clashes. No matter how efficient they are, it would still take hundreds of years from preparation to the actual outbreak of war. Then go prepare immediately. Spirit Might King frowned, then looked toward the other figures standing around him. For this war, I want all of you ready to act at any time. Understood. The assembled figures responded at once. As a royal king, Spirit Might King had the authority to initiate war. Of course, possessing the authority to wage war is one thing. If the war is lost and the ancient country suffers heavy losses, Spirit Might King would bear full responsibility. Conversely, if the war is won, Spirit Might King would reap enormous rewards. Even so, initiating war was not something any royal king undertook lightly. The risks were too high, and even among ancient countries, victory was by no means guaranteed. Spirit Might King, driven by his eagerness to elevate his own reputation, was taking a calculated risk. Qingfen City. Lin Yuan was cultivating within the sky-burning court. At that moment, Yu Yan, come out for a moment. Lord Qingfen's voice called out. Lin Yuan responded immediately, leaving the sky-burning court and heading to the city lord's mansion. This was also where Lord Qingfen usually cultivated. At this moment, there were two figures within the mansion engaged in pleasant conversation. The figure on the left was Lord Qingfen, while the one on the right was an ordinary-looking middle-aged man. The middle-aged man's aura was restrained, making him seem like an average person. Yet his eyes were tranquil and warm, as though they contained the expanse of worlds. Seated there, he emanated an invisible, boundless vitality from the surrounding space, making others instinctively want to draw closer. Great Venerate Hongye? Lin Yuan instantly recognized the middle-aged man upon seeing him. Within Sky-Burning Court's vast collection of ancient texts and inheritances, one particular miscellany detailed information about all great lords and heavenly venerate-level experts across fierce Sun ancient country and the neighboring ancient countries. Among them, Great Venerate Hongye was particularly renowned. Great Venerate Hongye was not appointed as a marquis by any ancient country. He disliked being bound by restrictions and therefore had not accepted an official title. In terms of strength, Great Venerate Hongye surpassed Lord Qingfen, having comprehended both the Chaos Flame and Chaos Life paths. Using the Chaos Rule as the foundation to evolve countless paths, this was the road that many great lords in the Source World aimed to traverse. Yu Yan, Brother Hongye is quite interested in your myriad formation crystal. Lord Qingfen spoke up. Great Venerate Hongye. Lin Yuan immediately greeted him. He quietly observed the great lord, sensing the dual energies coursing through Hongye's being, one of blazing heat and one of life. To use chaos life as fuel for igniting chaos flame, indeed, Great Venerate Hongye's strength is fearsome. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Although he could barely muster great lord-level combat power through layers of accumulated resources and techniques, in terms of rule comprehension, he was still not at the level of these truly powerful great lords. Moreover, Great Venerate Hongye's strength was already at the peak of the Great Lord realm, nearly approaching the Heavenly Venerate level. Lord Yu Yan. Great Venerate Hongye spoke in a gentle tone, while also observing this newly risen Great Lord. Great Venerate Hongye was slightly startled internally. He couldn't sense any Chaos Rule evolution fluctuations from Lin Yuan, which was reasonable since such effects could be concealed. However, Great Venerate Hongye faintly perceived the terrifying depth of Lin Yuan's physical body. What an extraordinary body! A fierce sun-divine body of remarkably high quality, and it seems to contain some profound foundation. An immeasurable root of weight? CTH Novelfire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Great Venerate Hongye wondered silently. Given his realm, he naturally couldn't see into the depths of Lin Yuan's physical body, let alone glimpse the universe within it. But he felt the weightiness emanating from Lin Yuan, seemingly exceeding the vastness of the world itself. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1056I of Myriad Laws and Martial Arts Evolution Road. Please subscribe. _2-inch. Although he is a newly ascended Great Venerate, with such a solid foundation, reaching the peak of the Great Venerate level in the future shouldn't pose much of a problem. Great Venerate Hongye pondered silently. At the same time, he glanced at Lord Qingfen. He had known Lord Qingfen for many years, but he had never expected that this old friend would be so skillful in cultivating disciples. Great Venerate Hongye was well aware that being skilled in one's own cultivation and in teaching others to cultivate were two entirely different things. The three powerful Great Venerates exchanged some pleasantries before sitting down one after another. Great Venerate Hongye, this is the Myriad Formation Crystal. With a flip of his hand, Lin Yuan brought out the crystalline Myriad Formation Crystal. At this moment, all the formations contained within the myriad formation crystal had been erased by Lin Yuan. This was done to maintain the confidentiality of the formations within Qingfen City. Great Venerate Hongye's eyes lit up as he gazed at the myriad formation crystal for a while before slightly nodding. It is indeed the myriad formation crystal. Currently, he had reached bottlenecks in both the Chaos Flame and Chaos Life Dao paths. He intended to explore other pathways to see if they could provide any insights for his progress. Among all formation-related treasures, the myriad formation crystal was acclaimed as the source of formations, the culmination of the painstaking efforts of an array master. Even though the formations it once held had been erased, the myriad formation crystal itself was an astonishingly intricate formation. This is for you. In return, Great Venerate Hongye also produced a storage bracelet filled with the cultivation resources Lin Yuan had requested. Lin Yuan accepted the bracelet, gave it a quick inspection, and then put it away. Great Venerate Hongye, this myriad formation crystal was not obtained through conventional means. Lin Yuan exchanged glances with Lord Qingfen before speaking. Up to this point, outsiders only knew that the Purple Dream Domain had intended to stir chaos in Qingfen City, but the specific details, including the price the Purple Dream Domain paid, had not spread widely. Lord Qingfen and Lin Yuan had not publicized this matter, and as for the Purple Dream Domain, losing the myriad formation crystal was hardly something they would advertise. Nevertheless, the fact that the myriad formation crystal had come from the Purple Dream Domain and was likely tied to the high levels of their ancient country needed to be disclosed to Great Venerate Hongye. How exactly was it obtained? Upon hearing this, Great Venerate Hongye became intrigued. Lin Yuan then briefly recounted the events. Qingfen, there's no need to trouble yourself over such trivial matters. Great Venerate Hongye chuckled softly upon hearing the explanation. He, Hongye, was unrestrained and without attachment, not bound by any ancient country decrees. It didn't matter to him where the myriad formation crystal came from. Once it was in his hands, it was his. As long as the Great Venerate doesn't mind. Lin Yuan nodded. Some Great Venerates disliked unnecessary trouble, but Great Venerate Hongye seemed not to be one of them. Lin Yuan successfully completed the transaction with Great Venerate Hongye. The novel and et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Qingfen, you must have expended a great deal of effort to train such a disciple, Great Venerate Hongye said, transmitting a private message to Lord Qingfen before departing. A great deal of effort? Lord Qingfen suddenly felt a little guilty. In truth, aside from providing resources, he hadn't contributed much at all. It seems I should also find a disciple to inherit my teachings, Great Venerate Hongye sighed with a vague sense of emotion. Lin Yuan, having completed the transaction, returned to the sky-burning court. These resources are enough to sustain my cultivation for a long time. Lin Yuan scanned the vast amount of resources contained within the storage bracelet. To obtain the myriad formation crystal, Great Venerate Hongye had truly been generous. Though Lin Yuan was only at the path-splitting realm, his consumption of resources far exceeded that of others at the same level. The stronger one was, the greater the energy required to sustain their power. It was an unchanging rule. Next, I will seclude myself until I step into the mastery domain. Lin Yuan withdrew his wandering thoughts. After witnessing the might of someone like Great Venerate Hongye, he couldn't help but feel a heavy sense of pressure. Though his own strength had already reached the threshold of a Great Venerate, he was still far from comparable to a peak Great Venerate such as Great Venerate Hongye. Mastery Domain. With my current capabilities, once I step into the Mastery Domain, I shouldn't be far off from equaling Great Venerate Hongye. A confidence swelled within Lin Yuan. If he could advance to the Chaos Realm and fully master his numerous legacies, he might even rival the Heavenly Venerate Great Saints. Chaos Void. Ancient Ming Chaos Continent, the fractured world of star tears. Sitting cross-legged, Lin Yuan watched as every detail of the world unfolded before his eyes. I've now refined 99 branches of martial Tao, each capable of reaching the 12th layer, with a select few even holding the potential to step into the mastery or chaos realms. Lin Yuan contemplated silently. Up to this point, the 9 strongest branches of martial Tao had been entrusted to 9 supreme figures of human civilization to cultivate. As for the remaining 90 branches, they had already begun spreading among the countless citizens of human civilization. The 99 branches of martial Tao encompassed nearly all directions, enough to be utilized by human civilization for an extended period. Spreading the Tao, Lin Yuan's eyes closed slightly. In the depths of his mind, he seemed to sense another dimensional space, filled with an endless array of glowing points. Every glow represented a martial Tao cultivator. It's not enough, not nearly enough, Lin Yuan thought to himself. As his strength and realm advanced, he increasingly realized that the so-called path of cultivation, the so-called path of evolution, was, at its essence, a journey through darkness. For those who came after, the road paved by their predecessors provided guidance. But what about those predecessors who first set out to blaze a trail? They had no clear direction, no predetermined path of correctness. Everything they did was groping through the darkness, risking getting lost at any moment. During such times, finding one's anchor became immensely critical. And for Lin Yuan, the countless martial Tao cultivators served as an anchor that transcended time and even life and death. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1057, Eye of Myriad Laws and Martial Arts Evolution Road. Please subscribe. _3" The path of martial arts evolution, if only circulated within human civilization, is still too slow. Lin Yuan thought to himself, how many citizens does all of human civilization have, really? Even if everyone practiced martial arts, it would still be difficult to form an anchor solid enough to stabilize a life form of Lin Yuan's magnitude. 10,000 Paths Pavilion? Lin Yuan thought of that mysterious organization, spreading across countless chaos continents, and even spanning various void domains. With the influence of 10,000 Paths Pavilion, it would be much easier to disseminate the path of martial arts evolution. I need to visit 10,000 Paths Pavilion. Lin Yuan made up his mind. 10,000 Paths Pavilion not only sells various evolution paths but also collects them. But within the fragment world of star tiers, Lin Yuan condensed a projection of himself, descending toward the ancient Ming Chaos continent below. 10,000 Paths Pavilion? Lin Yuan headed straight to the front of 10,000 Paths Pavilion, gazing at the exquisite and magnificent pavilion before him. Remarkable! Lin Yuan carefully observed 10,000 Paths Pavilion. Each time he viewed it, he had a different experience. After stepping into the 12th layer, crossing the threshold of life's essence, he further sensed the terrifying nature of 10,000 Paths Pavilion. From the records left behind by the lineage of profound Xianhuang, 10,000 Paths Pavilion was described as something that should never be provoked unless absolutely necessary. Even Xianhuang, the peerless great saint of that caliber, deeply feared 10,000 Paths Pavilion. Of course, any living being, so long as they adhere to the rules established by 10,000 Paths Pavilion, would generally not face any problem, which was the reason Lin Yuan dared to come. The influence of 10,000 Paths Pavilion was terrifying, but its essence was simply that of a trading hub valuing fairness above all. Sigh. Lin Yuan stepped directly into 10,000 Paths Pavilion. At the moment, the interior of 10,000 Paths Pavilion was bustling with activity. Numerous 12th layer beings were coming and going. 12th layer beings entered 10,000 Paths Pavilion partly to search for a suitable cultivation path for their descendants and offspring, and partly to seek a replacement path for themselves. Many 12th layer beings were stuck at bottlenecks, unable to advance for countless cosmic eras. The main reason often lay in their current path not being perfectly compatible with them. Their understanding of laws, physical form, and soul all had reached the thresholds for breakthrough. Yet they still could not step into the next level, or each attempted breakthrough had ended in failure. It was time to consider whether the evolution path itself was the issue. If they could find a more suitable path, While it might involve the risk of shattering the Tao, it also held the hope of progressing further. Lin Yuan continued to walk deeper inside. The sky and earth seemed to transform, and he quickly reached an independent space where countless runes hovered faintly around the void. Please select a purpose. 1. Purchase an evolution path. 2. Sell an evolution path. 3. Other. An utterly emotionless voice echoed in Lin Yuan's ears. Straightforward. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. Sell an evolution path. Lin Yuan chose the second option. So, the emotionless voice repeated, place the evolution path you wish to sell onto the platform. Before Lin Yuan lay a platform entirely constructed of black stone. Lin Yuan pondered briefly, then flipped his hand to produce a jade scroll. It contained the records of a specific branch of the martial arts evolution path. This evolution path, named the Life and Death Martial Tao, was one that Lin Yuan had meticulously refined. Unlike the branch tailored specifically for human civilization, it was nearly universally applicable to any life form possessing flesh and blood. Buzz. The jade scroll floated above the black stone platform. Deep within 10,000 Paths Pavilion's inner space, an elderly Daoist holding a wine gourd was dozing off. At that moment, the elder seemed to awaken abruptly, mumbling, "Another evolution path with the potential to reach the realm of dominion requires my confirmation." As the pavilion master of this branch of 10,000 Paths Pavilion, the elder rarely handled routine matters. Only when collecting evolution paths, especially those reaching certain thresholds, was a secondary confirmation necessary. Collecting evolution paths required 10,000 Paths Pavilion to expend chaos stones, so repeated verification was naturally essential. "Let me take a look." The elder stretched lazily and murmured, "This evolution path, named Life and Death Martial Tao, it utilizes the forces of life and death to refine both the physical body and the soul." The more the elder examined the path, the more intrigued he became. He faintly sensed that this evolution path seemed to hold potential far beyond the boundaries of the realm of dominion. It lacks the ultimate foundational traits of the 12th layer. The elder roughly analyzed the path and deliberated inwardly. "I'm somewhat unsure," the elder furrowed slightly in confusion. He could discern that the path's details were exceedingly refined. Logically, it shouldn't be limited to mere dominion potential. Could it be a Chaos Realm evolution path? He speculated in his heart, "No, if it involves the Chaos Realm, I'd better consult the Eye of Myriad Laws for verification." The Eye of Myriad Laws governs the operations of all branches of 10,000 Paths Pavilion. Each pavilion has the ability to summon a projection of it. The main 10,000 Paths Tower resides in the most enigmatic part of the Chaos Void, rumored to have been created by the Eye of Myriad Laws. Xian Huang once made various conjectures about the Eye of Myriad Laws, ultimately hypothesizing that it might be an ancient relic left by a 13th-layer temporal life form. Sar the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Universal laws and paths, extending everywhere. The elder, still holding the wine gourd, stood up and entered an octagonal hall, activating the floating runes in the void around him. Within moments, a vortex gradually appeared before the elder, from which a colossal eye was faintly projected. The Eye of Myriad Laws. The elder adopted a respectful demeanor. The immense eye, its iris golden, towered above the elder. "This is the evolution path." The elder wasted no words, immediately presenting the Life and Death Martial Tao and placing it before him. The Eye of Myriad Laws turned its golden iris slightly, fixing its gaze on the Life and Death Martial Tao. In an instant, deep within the colossal pupil of the Eye of Myriad Laws, the threads of time faintly extended, forming a trajectory of the Life and Death Martial Tao. This trajectory stretched continuously forward, ultimately piercing through the infinite depths of chaos. This evolution path? The Eye of Myriad Laws seemed to perceive something, and its immense pupil subtly contracted. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1058 Conditions of the Eye of Myriad Laws, Seeking Monthly Tickets. Within the immense pupil of the Eye of Myriad Laws, countless martial Tao cultivation pathways rooted in life and death extended and spread rapidly. The force driving the life and death martial Tao to stretch and spread in various directions is the power of time. As the foundation of the 10,000 Paths Pavilion, the Eye of Myriad Laws can observe the futures of each evolution pathway located across multiple timelines. Although it cannot encompass all timelines, it is more than sufficient to judge the potential of an evolution pathway. A new evolution pathway, especially one without an ultimate existence, who dares to predict how far it can eventually go? No matter how experienced a powerful individual might be, without personally cultivating a path, any judgment is mere speculation. The Eye of Myriad Laws dares, because it can glimpse the potential of a pathway through the futures of countless timelines. This evolution pathway barely has the potential to step into the chaos realm level, but I vaguely feel. The Eye of Myriad Laws continued observing the many futures of the life and death martial Tao. In a small number of timelines, chaos realm level powerhouses emerged. Something isn't right. This evolution pathway resembles more of a branch stemming from a main path. The Eye of Myriad Laws finally confirmed its assumption. In the chaos void, countless vast void domains exist. The 10,000 Paths Pavilion has catalogued an untold number of evolution pathways, naturally aware that some high-potential paths can give rise to branch evolution pathways. This doesn't mean that pathways capable of spawning branches are always superior to those that cannot, but the former undoubtedly possess higher potential. Interesting. The seller wants to leverage the influence of my 10,000 Paths Pavilion to disseminate his evolution pathway? The Eye of Myriad Laws contemplated. Having seen and experienced too much, it could discern the essence of most matters at a glance. Still, an evolution pathway capable of birthing branches does qualify for such an approach. The Eye of Myriad Laws nodded slightly. A pathway capable of spawning branches generally holds enough potential to reach the Great Saint level. Venerable Master of Myriad Laws, what do you think of this evolution pathway? The old man carrying a wine gourd tentatively inquired. He had summoned a projection of the Eye of Myriad Laws precisely because he was uncertain whether the life and death martial Tao was a dominator-level pathway or a chaos realm pathway. After all, the difference between the two is immense. It can be considered a chaos realm evolution pathway. The life and death martial Tao across the countless timelines within the pupil of the Eye of Myriad Laws dissipated. A chaos realm evolution pathway, the old man nodded. This aligned with his own intuition. Let him know, see Tich Novlier. T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Just as the old man carrying the wine gourd was about to reply to Lin Yuan, the Eye of Myriad Laws, condensed from the vortex of the void, did not dissipate. Instead, it spoke, I want to meet the seller in person. You wish to meet the seller in person, Venerable Master? The old man froze. The Eye of Myriad Laws was the true controller of the 10,000 Paths Tower. Typically, a projection of the eye was only summoned to assess uncertain evolution pathways. Meeting sellers in person? Extremely rare. Given the exalted status of the Eye of Myriad Laws, it usually disdained personal encounters with sellers. Yes. The old man's thoughts raced, and he quickly nodded. Isolated space. Lin Yuan stood quietly on a platform of black stone, waiting for the 10,000 Paths Pavilion's response. The credibility of the 10,000 Paths Pavilion is beyond question. They won't take my evolution pathway without settling accounts, Lin Yuan thought to himself. In truth, even if the pavilion were to act unscrupulously, Lin Yuan wouldn't mind. After all, his purpose in coming here was to disseminate the branch pathway of the martial arts evolution road. If the pavilion secretly seized the life and death martial Tao evolution pathway to propagate it, it would actually serve Lin Yuan's intentions. Nonetheless, the chances of that happening were slim. Across countless cosmic eras, the 10,000 Paths Pavilion had adhered strictly to fair trade principles. Otherwise, it wouldn't have wielded such massive influence. relying solely on the strength of its powerhouses? At most, that could instill fear and intimidation. But the 10,000 Paths Pavilion commanded the reverence of countless lives. Even Xianhuang and the Moyu Tower Master hadn't uncovered any dark secrets, reinforcing its reliability. As Lin Yuan waited silently, the world suddenly shifted. Lin Yuan was transported directly to another dimensional space. Where is this? Lin Yuan's expression changed as mysterious runes floated in the surrounding void, rotating slowly. Here, he felt entirely severed from the outside world. Even his connection to his true form had been forcibly weakened to some extent. Do not be alarmed. A voice emanated. Lin Yuan looked over, only to see an old man carrying a wine gourd gazing at him. The pavilion master of the 10,000 Paths Pavilion? Lin Yuan recognized the old man. Among the most untouchable powerhouses of the ancient Ming Chaos continent, this figure was listed. And that? Lin Yuan turned his gaze to the old man's side, where a phantom vortex hovered, containing a colossal golden eye that was scrutinizing him. The Eye of Myriad Laws. Lin Yuan's heart jolted. What little was known externally about this ultimate controller of the 10,000 Paths Pavilion was minimal, though both Xianhuang and the Moyu Tower Master were fully aware and had specifically left warnings. It seems you recognize me? The Eye of Myriad Laws regarded Lin Yuan, its tone calm. I have seen the Eye of Myriad Laws. Lin Yuan slightly bowed. Even Xianhuang and the Moyu Tower Master would bow respectfully when facing the Eye of Myriad Laws. Naturally, Lin Yuan wouldn't dare act presumptuously. Indeed, an evolution pathway capable of creating branches must come from no insignificant origins. It's only natural you'd know of me. The Eye of Myriad Laws continued gazing at Lin Yuan, speaking to itself. Its fame might be slightly unfamiliar to path-splitting realm and dominator-level powerhouses, but to those at the Chaos Realm level, Chaos Great Saints, and Absolute Great Saints. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1059 Conditions of the Eye of Myriad Laws, Seeking Monthly Tickets. Underscore the stronger the power, the higher the realm, and the more it inspires reverence. Lin Yuan felt waves surging in his heart upon hearing this. An evolutionary path that opens branch routes? The Eye of Myriad Laws knows that the life and death martial Dao is a branch route pioneered from the martial arts evolution road? Lin Yuan's thoughts fluctuated as he quickly came to terms with it. According to Xuanwang's speculation, the Eye of Myriad Laws is related to the 13th layer of temporal beings and possesses the ability to see through all myriad laws and paths. It's not surprising that it knows the true essence of the life and death martial Dao. Do you wish to use my 10,000 Paths Pavilion to propagate your evolutionary path? The Eye of Myriad Laws spoke directly. Yes. Lin Yuan nodded and admitted. In the eyes of an ancient entity like the Eye of Myriad Laws, there was no need to conceal anything. Throughout countless cosmic eras, countless chaos cycles, there have indeed been many lives like you who wish to leverage my 10,000 Paths Pavilion to spread their evolutionary paths. Many of them have now cultivated to the peak of the Chaos Realm. The Eye of Myriad Laws spoke. Peak of the Chaos Realm? Lin Yuan was deeply shocked. The peak of the Chaos Realm signifies the status of a Chaos Great Saint. As for a peerless Great Saint? Essentially, they too have reached the peak of the Chaos Realm, except their combat prowess far surpasses that of a Chaos Great Saint. So far, Lin Yuan had encountered only two individuals at the peak of the Chaos Realm, the Master of the Magic Jade Tower and Xianhuang. These two were not merely at the pinnacle of the Chaos Realm but were peerless Great Saints who transcended even Chaos Great Saints. Even entities as mighty as Chaos Venerables could only flee desperately in front of the peak Chaos Realm beings. Additionally, the Shadow Demon Great Saint and the Nine Phoenix Great Saint were also at the peak of the Chaos Realm. However, Lin Yuan had not personally interacted with these two Great Saints, merely suffering the aftermath of their violent clashes. Of course, some are trapped in time loops, neither truly alive nor dead, tormented for eternity. The eye of myriad laws continued. Trapped in time loops? Lin Yuan's tone carried a trace of confusion. To step from the 12th layer to the 13th layer, one must break free from their own time loop. The eye of myriad laws replied nonchalantly. Break free from the time loop? Lin Yuan's expression grew heavy. This was the first time he had ever heard such information about breaking through from the 12th layer to the 13th layer. Time loop? Breaking free. To ascend to the 13th layer requires breaking free from the time loop? What if one fails to break free? Lin Yuan couldn't help but ask. If you fail, then you fail. You will remain forever trapped in the time loop. The eye of myriad laws responded. In truth, being trapped in a time loop isn't painful. Within the loop, everything follows a predetermined trajectory. No surprises, no possibilities, just endless repetition. The eye of myriad laws said with a tinge of lamentation. It truly doesn't sound painful. Lin Yuan nodded. Yet to those at the peak of the chaos realm, such a state was worse than death. The peak of the chaos realm signified entities that looked down upon all existence, be it the chaos void or the origin world that Lin Yuan had descended into. Beings like the chaos great saints and great saint venerables stood at the pinnacle of supremacy. You only need to know a little, there's no need to delve into details. Every chaos realm peak existence faces a unique time loop when attempting to step into the 13th layer. Knowing in advance won't provide any benefit. The eye of myriad laws advised. I see. Lin Yuan had a moment of realization. No wonder neither the profound Xianxia lineage nor the magic jade tower had left behind any intelligence or records about breaking through from the 12th to the 13th layer. Because unless one reached the completion of the 12th layer, knowing this information in advance was meaningless. Once at 12th layer completion, even without seeking it out, one would naturally come to know these truths. SAR the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. So the sudden disappearance of Xianxia and the master of the magic jade tower, could it be they were trapped in time loops? Lin Yuan speculated in his mind. As of now, no 12th layer existence had emerged from the Xianxia evolutionary path, yet Xianxia had suddenly vanished, a situation very akin to being caught in a time loop. Based on the description provided by the Mirror of Myriad Laws, being trapped in a time loop was a state of neither life nor death, not true demise, nor genuine vitality. Does propagating one's evolutionary path help in breaking free from the time loop? Lin Yuan inquired. You've come all this way, do you even need to ask? The eye of myriad laws cast another scrutinizing glance at Lin Yuan and explained. In a time loop, relying solely on oneself to break free leaves the chances too slim to count on. However, leveraging external anchors or beacons can enhance the probability of escape. Thus, many Chaos Realm beings prepare in advance, intending to utilize the influence of my 10,000 Paths Pavilion to propagate their evolutionary paths, thereby increasing their odds of breaking through to the 13th layer. The eye of myriad laws paused and looked at Lin Yuan with a hint of peculiarity. But for someone like you at just the path-splitting realm, seeking to propagate your evolutionary path, well, that's extremely rare. This was also why the eye of myriad laws had been willing to chat with Lin Yuan thus far. Path-splitting realm beings have no understanding of their road's end, nor can they determine whether they might switch to a different evolutionary path in the future. Almost no one at that stage would attempt to propagate their evolutionary path. Even those with unparalleled backing, elders who had reached the peak of the Chaos Realm, would not act so recklessly. Otherwise, if midway through the propagation they realized the path didn't suit them and ended up dispelling their path to choose another evolutionary road, all their previous efforts would be for naught. For Lin Yuan to dare to attempt such a thing, there could be only one explanation. He was utterly certain that this evolutionary path was suitable for him, a certainty that only arose when the evolutionary path was one he had personally pioneered and perfected. Only a route he had opened and refined himself would align with him so completely. As for following someone else's pioneering evolutionary path, Only those who had cultivated to the chaos realm could be confident about whether or not that path suited them. For path-splitting realm and sovereign realm beings, the uncertainty was simply too great. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 10 60 Conditions of the Eye of Myriad Laws, Seeking Monthly Tickets. _3 If Lin Yuan independently created an evolution pathway, and merely in the path-splitting realm managed to develop a branch of this pathway, could it be? The Eye of Myriad Laws held great hope for Lin Yuan's potential, which is why it actively initiated conversation and even helped to clarify his doubts. It was merely luck. Lin Yuan detected the lingering tone in the voice of the Eye of Myriad Laws and immediately shook his head in response. Creating an evolution pathway isn't about mere luck, especially the pathway you've created. Each of its branches possesses Chaos Realm-level potential, the Eye of Myriad Laws said. Branches with Chaos Realm-level potential? What then must the primary path of Lin Yuan's pathway hold? Lin Yuan listened quietly. Before an entity like the Eye of Myriad Laws, there was no need to feign excessive humility. Its recognition and praise were clear evidence that one was deserving of it. All right, let's get to the main matter at hand. The Eye of Myriad Laws gazed at Lin Yuan and said, "If you wish to use my pavilion of myriad laws to propagate your evolution pathway, that's fine, but it comes with conditions. Please go ahead." Lin Yuan was not surprised in the slightest. During the era of human civilization within the universe, utilizing the power of humanity to spread one's evolution pathway was only possible because Lin Yuan himself was a citizen of humanity. But for those ancient gods deep within the stars beyond human civilization who sought to spread their evolution pathways among humanity, they would undoubtedly face suppression and containment. Lin Yuan had no direct ties to the 10,000 Paths Pavilion. If he wished to leverage their power to disseminate the branches of his evolution pathways and prepare for his future attempt to ascend to the 13th layer, he would certainly need to pay the price. It's quite simple. For now, you need not concern yourself. After you achieve the state of Chaos Realm perfection, then every 10 cosmic eras you must perform a task for my 10,000 Paths Pavilion. The Eye of Myriad Laws stated, "Perform one task every 10 cosmic eras?" CTH Novel, F.I.R. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan looked back at the Eye of Myriad Laws. The prerequisite for this condition was Lin Yuan first attaining Chaos Realm perfection. If other path-splitting realm beings, or cultivators even at Master Realm or Chaos Venerable status, heard this, they would undoubtedly agree without hesitation. After all, even for Chaos Venerables, the certainty of cultivating to Chaos Realm perfection was far from assured. Thus, the condition proposed by the Eye of Myriad Laws was not particularly restrictive. However, for Lin Yuan, with the aid of Against Heaven's Understanding and the Myriad Realms Gate, Lin Yuan wasn't entirely certain he could ascend to the 13th layer, but Chaos Realm perfection? That seemed feasible. It was merely a matter of time. At present, Lin Yuan merely needed to wait for his physical body and soul to grow to their peak before he could step into the Master Realm. As for breaking through from the Master Realm to the Chaos Realm, Lin Yuan had already met most of the myriad requirements, aided further by the amplifying effects of the rules comprehension bestowed by that source world. For Lin Yuan, stepping into the Chaos Realm was not particularly challenging. As for achieving Chaos Realm perfection, it simply involved using Chaos rules as the foundation to evolve the corresponding Tao of Chaos, and Lin Yuan had already identified specific directions within the source world. Simply put, Lin Yuan's path from path-splitting realm to Chaos Realm perfection was already foreseeable. The condition proposed by the Eye of Myriad Laws was, in truth, not particularly beneficial to Lin Yuan. Every 10 cosmic eras, for the 10,000 Paths Pavilion? Any task at all? Lin Yuan asked inquisitively. What if the pavilion required him to seek death or actively enter perilous areas? Would he have to comply? Rest assured, you won't be asked to undertake tasks without confidence in their success, and appropriate compensation will also be provided. The Eye of Myriad Laws replied. Furthermore, should you fail a task, there will be no coercion to continue attempting it. The Eye of Myriad Laws added. Should Lin Yuan genuinely reach the state of Chaos Realm perfection, the Eye of Myriad Laws would not wish to press him excessively. Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan began to weigh his options. First of all, the promise of compensation for completing tasks satisfied Lin Yuan slightly. He was not afraid of effort but despised labor without reward. Additionally, if he failed a mission and it became evident that success was unattainable, no further force would be exerted upon him. This reassured Lin Yuan somewhat. The worst consequence of failing a task might simply be losing a primordial spirit, a price Lin Yuan was fully able to bear. And most crucially, the Eye of Myriad Laws requirement was merely one task every 10 cosmic eras. From Lin Yuan's birth until now, even if he included all accumulated time from his travels across various worlds, his total lifespan fell short of 10,000 years. 10 cosmic eras were far too long for Lin Yuan to fully comprehend. Agreed. After careful consideration, Lin Yuan nodded. Very well. The Eye of Myriad Laws nodded slightly. Simply assisting Lin Yuan in propagating his evolution pathway guaranteed the future commitment of someone on the brink of Chaos Realm perfection. Regardless of circumstances, this was a transaction the 10,000 Paths Pavilion would not lose. Let's begin. As the Eye of Myriad Laws spoke, a golden scroll materialized before it. The scroll's surface displayed numerous symbols. Though Lin Yuan could not recognize the script, glancing at it immediately revealed the underlying meaning. It was precisely the conditions the Eye of Myriad Laws had outlined moments earlier. The 10,000 Paths Pavilion was to aid Lin Yuan in propagating his evolution pathway, but in exchange, once Lin Yuan attained Chaos Realm perfection, he would perform one task every 10 cosmic eras for them. The scroll's contents provided strict limitations, mentioning the prohibition of coercion as well as the requirement to offer compensation. Lin Yuan studied the scroll meticulously several times. If there are no issues, release a wisp of soul aura and imprint it upon the scroll. The Eye of Myriad Laws continued. The Golden Scroll's stipulated conditions were unbreakable. Even someone at Chaos Realm perfection who dared transgress them would suffer severe injury and instantly lose all prospects of reaching the 13th layer. Thus, as long as Lin Yuan was willing to imprint a wisp of his soul aura upon the scroll, the Eye of Myriad Laws would be assured. Wait. Lin Yuan hesitated momentarily. What limitations apply to the 10,000 Paths Pavilion's assistance in propagating my evolution pathways? Would it be restricted to a single pathway? If the assistance was limited merely to the propagation of his life and death martial Dao evolution pathway, then the conditions on the scroll seemed rather unfavorable. A single martial pathway could, at best, foster the emergence of one 12th layer ultimate being, which wouldn't establish significant fixed anchors for Lin Yuan's Dao markers. Naturally, it wouldn't be just one. The Eye of Myriad Laws shook its head, stating that if it were a single pathway, the limitation would have been plainly marked on the scroll. If your realm advances further and you develop additional branches of evolution pathways, the 10,000 Paths Pavilion can also propagate them. The Eye of Myriad Laws added. That's good. Lin Yuan finally felt reassured. There's no need to wait for the future. I already have several evolution pathway branches. Oh. The Eye of Myriad Laws looked at Lin Yuan curiously. Additional evolution pathway branches? Several? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1061A Promise. Request for monthly tickets. The Eye of Myriad Laws scrutinized Lin Yuan repeatedly. At present, merely within the path-splitting realm's evolutionary pathway, to pioneer a branch capable of reaching the Chaos Realm's potential was already extraordinary. Under such premises, the Eye of Myriad Laws determined that Lin Yuan's potential was significant, with the hope of stepping into the perfection of the Chaos Realm. Otherwise, it wouldn't have laid out such conditions. The precondition for Lin Yuan working for the 10,000 Paths Pavilion was for him to achieve perfection in the Chaos Realm. If Lin Yuan failed to reach perfection in the Chaos Realm, the 10,000 Paths Pavilion would certainly suffer loss. How many branch paths have you opened up? The Eye of Myriad Laws observed Lin Yuan again, feeling that he wasn't lying. For the path-splitting realm's evolutionary pathway, to have developed more than one branch is remarkable. Even if the potential of those other branches isn't high enough to reach the sovereign realm, this nonetheless demonstrates the breadth of the primary evolutionary path. The Eye of Myriad Laws felt pleasantly surprised. Could it be that I've truly found a treasure this time? A path-splitting realm with such terrifying potential hasn't been seen in many cosmic eras. The Chaos Realm's perfection varied significantly, distinguishing between ordinary Chaos Great Saints and peerless Great Saints. If Lin Yuan's primary evolutionary pathway allowed for the pioneering of multiple branches while still at the path-splitting realm level, it indicated a strong likelihood of him becoming a peerless Great Saint. A peerless Great Saint, even amidst the vast chaos void, was exceedingly rare. For the 10,000 Paths Pavilion to command such an existence would be exceptionally challenging. There are some. Lin Yuan nodded. Thus far, his main evolutionary pathway, centered on the martial arts evolution road, had pioneered a total of 361 branch paths. Among them, 99 branch pathways had been fully refined, thus enabling their dissemination within human civilization. As for the remaining 200 to 300 branch pathways, although largely developed, they had not been completely refined. However, they were still viable for practice without significant issues. They're all here. With a turn of his hand, Lin Yuan made over 300 jade slips appear before him. Out of the 361 branch pathways, apart from 9 reserved for the 9 supreme powerhouses of human civilization, the rest were all presented by Lin Yuan. So many! The Eye of Myriad Laws was somewhat taken aback. The life and death martial Daoist evolutionary pathway had required only 1 jade slip for its entire record, yet the other branch paths Lin Yuan developed required several hundred jade slips. The old man with the wine gourd beside them also grew curious. He had been quietly listening to the conversation between the Eye of Myriad Laws and Lin Yuan. As a branch pavilion master of the 10,000 Paths Pavilion, the old man with the wine gourd was one of their own, entirely trustworthy, so the Eye of Myriad Laws hadn't concealed anything from him. From their exchange, the old man discerned how highly the Eye of Myriad Laws regarded Lin Yuan. The many conditions on that golden scroll required Lin Yuan first to attain perfection in the Chaos Realm. Search * the novel fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Chaos Realm perfection? That was the domain of the Chaos Great Saints. Since the Eye of Myriad Laws dared to make such assertions, it clearly believed Lin Yuan capable of achieving perfection in the Chaos Realm. The 10,000 Paths Pavilion's transcendent status up to this day wasn't just because of the unfathomable existence of the Eye of Myriad Laws, but also due to certain limiting relationships the pavilion maintained with a few Chaos Great Saints in the Chaos Void. Thus, seeing the Eye of Myriad Laws strike a deal with Lin Yuan, the old man felt secretly pleased. At least in the distant future, the 10,000 Paths Pavilion would gain the support of another great saint. But when Lin Yuan turned his hand to produce so many jade slips, the old man's doubts were not any fewer than those of the Eye of Myriad Laws. Could it be that the other evolutionary pathways Lin Yuan had pioneered were exceedingly intricate and detailed? Was that why so many jade slips were required for records? But that didn't make sense. Each jade slip had an exceedingly high capacity for information storage. What kind of evolutionary pathways would necessitate hundreds of jade slips together? Take a look. After presenting the jade slips, Lin Yuan looked expectantly at the Eye of Myriad Laws. These were merely the branch paths he had managed to pioneer temporarily. Given more time, he could open up even more evolutionary pathways. The martial arts evolution road encompassed all Dao, and theoretically, there was no limit to the number of evolutionary pathways that could be pioneered. But this was only in theory. At least while Lin Yuan remained in the path-splitting realm, He could at most develop just over 1,000 branch pathways. Upon reaching the sovereign realm, the number would increase significantly, and upon entering the chaos realm, there would likely be a dramatic surge. These numerous evolutionary pathways were to be disseminated by the 10,000 Paths Pavilion. Lin Yuan felt that even if he were to concede a little, the loss would still be negligible. Were he to handle such dissemination on his own, the effort required would be unimaginable. To confine them to internal digestion within human civilization, that was unrealistic as well. The sheer population base of human civilization couldn't possibly produce so many 12th layer practitioners. Take a look, you say? The Eye of Myriad Laws hesitated slightly, glancing at Lin Yuan, then at the over 300 jade slips before it. For a moment, it was uncertain. Should I take a look? After a brief pause, the Eye of Myriad Laws began perusing the first jade slip. This jade slip documented an evolutionary pathway named Illusory Realm Martial Dao, a martial Dao refined using the path of illusions as its foundation. The Illusory Realm Martial Dao was not particularly adept in direct assault but focused primarily on constructing illusionary worlds to exert influence and suppression. Within the Eye of Myriad Laws pupils, pathways entirely composed of illusory realms began to extend and twist, ultimately halting just before touching the boundless layers of chaos. The potential of this evolutionary pathway is at its peak within the sovereign realm. This was the conclusion of the Eye of Myriad Laws, yet there was no trace of relaxation in its expression. Thus far, the illusory realm martial Dao it had examined had been fully documented within a single jade slip. A single jade slip for one evolutionary pathway? Then what about the hundreds of jade slips before it? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1062A Promise. Request for monthly tickets? _2 The Eye of Myriad Laws paused for a moment, then continued observing. The second jade slip was for the Chaos Realm Evolution Branch. The third jade slip was for the Chaos Realm Evolution Branch. The fourth jade slip was for the Sovereign Realm Evolution Branch. The 123rd jade slip was for the Chaos Realm Evolution Branch. The 233rd jade slip was for the Sovereign Realm Evolution Branch. The 312th jade slip was for the Sovereign Realm Evolution Branch. The 326th jade slip was for the Chaos Realm Evolution Branch. After observing over 300 evolution paths and examining the potential and outcomes of each path across countless future timelines, even the Eye of Myriad Laws felt a tinge of exhaustion. After all, it wasn't truly a 13th level time entity, merely possessing the rudimentary capabilities of one. However, compared to its mental fatigue, the 300-plus evolution branches present were causing a storm in its heart. Forget Lin Yuan merely being at the path-splitting realm. Even for a Chaos Realm cultivator, the number of evolution routes they could develop was typically capped at a few dozen. But Lin Yuan hundreds? And he was still just at the path-splitting realm yet had already developed hundreds of evolution branches? What the Eye of Myriad Laws found most difficult to accept was that among these hundreds of evolution branches, at least their starting potential was at the Sovereign Realm, with a significant portion reaching the upper limit of the Chaos Realm. For a mere path-splitting realm evolutionary main path, to not only develop hundreds of evolution branches but also achieve such extraordinary potential for each branch? The Eye of Myriad Laws was momentarily stunned. Since its inception, it had observed countless evolution paths. Great saints? Peerless great saints? Even those with the potential to cross into the 13th level's sky-piercing Dao. It had encountered them all. But for Lin Yuan's evolutionary main path, to accommodate such a terrifying quantity of evolution branches at the path-splitting realm was simply unheard of. A faint red glimmer appeared deep within the pupils of the Eye of Myriad Laws. It wanted to ask, were these evolutionary paths recorded within the jade slips truly developed from a single main evolutionary path? But with a shift of thought, it suppressed this doubt. With its ability, it was clear that the over 300 evolutionary paths recorded within the Jade Slips, though diverse, ultimately stemmed from the same main evolutionary path. The Eye of Myriad Laws was certain of this point. It could discern that the life and death martial Tao originated from a specific evolutionary main path, so naturally, it could see that these 300-plus evolution paths also originated from the same main path. What is the name of the main path from which these evolution branches originate? After a long silence, the Eye of Myriad Laws asked with some difficulty. The evolutionary main path? Lin Yuan felt a hint of confusion but still responded, Martial Tao. Martial Tao, Martial Tao. The Eye of Myriad Laws nodded, its gaze deep and unreadable, lost in thought. Then these evolution branches, Lin Yuan continued where the question had left off. I can help you disseminate them. The Eye of Myriad Laws replied. Actually, I have additional branches, but they remain in development and are still incomplete. Lin Yuan thought for a moment and continued speaking. Even while only staying at the path-splitting realm, the martial arts evolution road could produce over 1,000 evolution branches. At the sovereign realm and chaos realm, this number would explode even further. Additional branches. The scalp of the Eye of Myriad Laws tingled as it listened. What kind of sky-piercing Tao was this martial Tao, to be capable of developing such a staggering number of evolutionary branches? Don't worry. As long as they're branches stemming from your evolutionary main path, I can help you disseminate them. The Eye of Myriad Laws collected itself and assured him. Sar the Nelfire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. That would be ideal. A satisfied smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. If the 10,000 Paths Pavilion could unconditionally help him disseminate all these evolution branches, then assisting them with one task over the course of 10 cosmic eras was actually a fair deal. It would be a standard trade. Then I'll imprint a wisp of my soul essence into it now. Lin Yuan glanced at the golden scroll beside him, the mysterious aura emanating from the characters written upon it. Wait! The Eye of Myriad Laws also turned its gaze toward the golden scroll. In an instant, the golden scroll began to disintegrate. Lin Yuan turned toward the Eye of Myriad Laws, his heart sinking. Could it be that the other party, upon realizing the sheer number of evolution branches he possessed, found disseminating them too burdensome to make the exchange worthwhile, and intended to revoke the deal or renegotiate new terms? I feel the terms we discussed earlier are somewhat unfair. The Eye of Myriad Laws fixed its gaze on Lin Yuan and, after a moment, spoke slowly. So you plan to redefine the terms? Lin Yuan asked, feeling a bit resigned. He regretted not splitting the evolution branches he had presented initially. However, when it came to the matters of post-chaos realm perfection, it was better to make sure and ensure clarity. So, what do you intend to do? Lin Yuan was already prepared for the Eye of Myriad Laws to make excessively greedy demands. As long as the demands weren't too over the top, he could still agree. After all, to disseminate such an extensive number of evolutionary paths on his own would be energy-draining and uncertain. Who knew whether he could even propagate them widely? The development of evolutionary paths and their dissemination were entirely separate endeavors. Without sufficient influence and authority, even the most widespread evolution paths could encounter insurmountable obstacles in some regions. Not only did Lin Yuan require his evolution paths to be disseminated to anchor his pathmark beacons more firmly, but even Chaos Venerables and Great Saints of Chaos would do the same. Speak your terms. Lin Yuan awaited the Eye of Myriad Laws' demands. I'll do my best to help you disseminate all the evolution branches. The Eye of Myriad Laws stated. All right. Lin Yuan nodded, waiting for the Eye of Myriad Laws to elaborate further. But after waiting a while, he realized the other party had nothing more to add. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1063 A Promise. Request for monthly tickets? Underscore 3-inch I don't need to commit to doing something for your 10,000 paths pavilion for 10 cosmic epics? Lin Yuan's tone carried a hint of surprise as he immediately inquired. No need. The Eye of Myriad Laws shook its head. No other requirements then? Lin Yuan was somewhat taken aback. There is a requirement, said the Eye of Myriad Laws. Then state it, Lin Yuan said, his heart settling down. My next request requires no binding method whatsoever, not even causal consequences. The Eye of Myriad Laws stared at Lin Yuan. I need a promise from you, under the condition that it does not go against your own will and is within your ability. Should the 10,000 Paths Pavilion seek your help in the future, I ask you to assist us just once. That simple? Lin Yuan's expression was marked with astonishment. A promise devoid of any binding force, detached even from causality, meant Lin Yuan could agree or refuse in the future entirely at his discretion. Whatever his choice, there would be no cost to him. It was wholly based on his mood. The demand from the Eye of Myriad Laws, from Lin Yuan's perspective, might as well not exist at all. It's just that simple. The Eye of Myriad Laws nodded. If the martial arts evolution road pioneered by Lin Yuan merely managed to branch out into an evolutionary subpath, even if that subpath held the potential to reach the chaos realm, the Eye of Myriad Laws, while helping to disseminate the knowledge of the evolutionary subpath, would also strive to maximize its own interests and secure the greatest gains. The condition of having someone at Chaos Realm Perfection commit to doing one task over 10 cosmic epics could already be considered a significantly high return. The deterrence of a Chaos Realm Perfection was astounding in and of itself, let alone the idea of this deterrence being available once every 10 cosmic epics. Initially, Lin Yuan was willing to accept this condition because of his short-lived experience with time. In his eyes, a single cosmic epic felt interminably long. However, for other great saints, not to mention sovereigns, cosmic epics were traversed in hundreds or thousands. For a great saint to perform a single task every 10 cosmic epics was already a fairly demanding requirement. This applied to life forms with mere potential to become chaos great saints. If the main evolutionary path Lin Yuan followed could branch into several subpaths, the Eye of Myriad Laws wouldn't rescind anything. It might even heighten its demands. For example, reducing the task requirement from every 10 cosmic epics to 9. However, the evolutionary paths Lin Yuan was pioneering were not a mere handful, nor dozens, but hundreds, and based on Lin Yuan's tone, many more evolutionary paths still lay ahead. How could the Eye of Myriad Laws dare to impose any further demands? Indeed, Lin Yuan may be insignificant now. Xianxia, the novel of Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. But given the potential of the martial arts evolution road, it was impossible for him to remain insignificant forever. At present, while Lin Yuan was still weak, the Eye of Myriad Laws could take advantage of the circumstances to extract considerable benefits. But these profits, once Lin Yuan reached his ultimate potential, the point of being able to obliterate the Eye of Myriad Laws, would undoubtedly transform into boundless hidden threats and dangers. The Eye of Myriad Laws, though profit-driven, was not foolish and would not dig such a trap for itself. Thus, it opted for a promise free from any constraints to request Lin Yuan's assistance. In doing so, the initiative rested firmly in Lin Yuan's hands. If Lin Yuan ever grew strong enough to reach that pinnacle, he would likely hold no malice towards the Eye of Myriad Laws and would even fulfill his promise. And if Lin Yuan failed to reach that height, the Eye of Myriad Laws' greatest loss would amount to forfeiting the return of a Chaos Realm Perfection committing to a single task every 10 cosmic epics. This, in truth, couldn't be considered much of a loss. Do you believe my promise will hold great value in the future? Lin Yuan gazed at the Eye of Myriad Laws. Regardless of whether it was Xian Huang or the Moyu Tower Master, their descriptions of the 10,000 Paths Pavilion and the Eye of Myriad Laws were always marked by phrases like fairness and profit-driven. Neither of these peerless great saints ever thought the Eye of Myriad Laws would engage in any altruism without gaining something in return. In such a context, The fact that the Eye of Myriad Laws still chose such a constraint-free promise to request of Lin Yuan could only mean it considered the potential returns of this promise to be monumental. The martial arts evolution road you've embarked upon holds vast potential. My 10,000 Paths Tower is willing to aid you and cultivate goodwill, the Eye of Myriad Laws stated bluntly, openly revealing its true thoughts. Being able to pioneer an evolutionary path of such potential suggests your future is boundless. My 10,000 Paths Pavilion can accept not asking you to perform tasks but will never coerce you into serving us. The Eye of Myriad Laws spoke candidly. I see now. Lin Yuan suddenly understood. Then I agree. As long as you aid in disseminating all evolutionary subpaths for me, I'll assist you once in the future, provided it's within my capacity and does not go against my will. Lin Yuan nodded as he spoke. Good. The Eye of Myriad Laws exhaled in relief. The transaction was complete. Lin Yuan continued conversing with the Eye of Myriad Laws for a little while longer. In truth, it was primarily Lin Yuan asking questions and the Eye of Myriad Laws answering them. Chaos Realm perfection beings caught in time loops will endlessly cycle until the day they break free, the Eye of Myriad Laws replied. Lin Yuan wanted to know the consequences of being trapped in a prolonged time loop. Is there truly no other solution? Lin Yuan asked inquisitively. There is, technically. The Eye of Myriad Laws thought for a moment. If one could seize a fleeting gap in the time loop and exhaust all origin sources, they could forcibly break free. However, such a release would be akin to burning out, leading to swift obliteration. After gaining the answers he sought, Lin Yuan rose and departed from the 10,000 Paths Pavilion. The Eye of Myriad Laws and the old man clutching the wine gourd watched as Lin Yuan walked away. Venerable Master of Myriad Laws, the old man holding the wine gourd finally dared to speak. Spreading so many evolutionary paths will be quite costly, even requiring you to incur favors. And all for just one promise from that young man? The old man holding the wine gourd seemed slightly puzzled. He had never seen his master, the Eye of Myriad Laws, exhibit such generosity. Remember this, in the distant future, you will feel immeasurable honor for what happened today. The Eye of Myriad Laws cast a sidelong glance at the old man. Because the one you just watched and conversed with might very well become a supreme 13-tier great one. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1064 Chaos Tree, Requesting Monthly Tickets, Tear of the Star, The Fragmented World. His incarnation returned, and Lin Yuan's true self was brimming with joy. This journey to the 10,000 Paths Pavilion had essentially completed its mission. The dissemination of various branches of the Martial Tao Evolution Road finally had a solid channel. With the power of the 10,000 Paths Pavilion, it was foreseeable that the branches of the Martial Tao Evolution Road would quickly spread to one void domain after another. The speed and breadth of this dissemination would far exceed that within the internal universe. The number of branches opened by the Martial Tao Evolution Road, it's probably enough to startle that Eye of Myriad Laws. Lin Yuan mused to himself. The Martial Tao Evolution Road was a path he had forged through his journeys across dimensions of varying levels and realities. Its elucidation and encapsulation of the essence of power and laws far surpassed other evolutionary paths within the same tier. This was the reason why even though the Martial Tao Evolution Road was merely of the path-splitting realm, it had managed to develop so many branching paths. To traverse different dimensions and realities was a feat that even beings of the 13th tier might not achieve. Even great temporal beings were only in the exploratory stages regarding other dimensions. But Lin Yuan, thanks to the Myriad Realms Gate, could easily travel between dimensions and realities. This was the critical factor in his ability to pioneer the Martial Tao Evolution Road. However, that Gate of Myriad Laws truly does seem to be connected to the 13th tier, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Earlier, during his discussion with the Eye of Myriad Laws, Lin Yuan had also subtly observed the other party. Although its presence was by no means comparable to the grand projection of the Myriad Realms Gate, it still stood far above ordinary Chaos Great Saints. Unfortunately, to me, its level is still too high to glean much benefit. Lin Yuan felt a tinge of regret. If the one conversing with him had been the true body of the Eye of Myriad Laws instead of its projection, he might have gained more insight to assist on his path. But with only a projection present and such a vast gap in levels between them, Lin Yuan had not gleaned much. My incarnation has successfully arrived at the Myriad Manifestations Void Domain? Lin Yuan's heart stirred slightly as he gazed in that direction. Back when he first explored the Chaos Void, he had acquired numerous treasures left behind by the peak sovereign realm powerhouse Zhang. Those treasures were effectively Lin Yuan's first pot of gold. Zhang had not made any demands of Lin Yuan, only hoping that, if he had the chance in the future, Lin Yuan would visit the Myriad Manifestations Void Domain and accept a member of the Stone People clan as his disciple. With Lin Yuan's current strength, this task was relatively straightforward, so he had sent an incarnation ahead of time to the Myriad Manifestations Void Domain. The Myriad Manifestations Void Domain. Chaos Chi swirled, coalescing into a figure. It was Lin Yuan. I've finally arrived. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. The Myriad Manifestations Void Domain was not particularly far from the Void Domain where the ancient Ming continent was located. They were adjacent Void Domains. Even so, it had taken Lin Yuan nearly 10 years to travel from his starting point to his destination. It was worth noting that Lin Yuan's comprehension of time and space had already reached the 8th realm, and his travel speed was on par with that of a Chaos Venerable. Many newly ascended Chaos Venerables had yet to reach the 8th realm in their comprehension of time and space and were even slower to traverse. No wonder they say that even Chaos Great Saints and Supreme Great Saints could hardly travel every corner of the Chaos Void. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly, a faint sense of awe coloring his thoughts. The scale of the Chaos Void was truly incomprehensible. See Tich Novel _fire. Et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The Stone People clan. Lin Yuan glanced around and confirmed the direction. The intelligence passed down by Zhang naturally included detailed information on the Myriad Manifestations Void Domain and the Stone People clan. The Chaos Void, which birthed countless universes, also gave rise to innumerable groups of sentient life. These life forms, whether strong or weak, found their place. The Stone People clan, for instance, was one of the weaker groups and resided in a secluded secret realm. A secret realm was a concealed space naturally generated within the Chaos Void. In terms of safety, it certainly could not compare to being within a universe. But for the Stone People clan, it was already an excellent sanctuary. At least their entire group could thrive in peaceful seclusion there. Of course, such a secret realm also meant an extreme scarcity of cultivation resources, which was why Zhang had ventured out of the secret realm in pursuit of his own journey. A lone secret realm could never nurture a pinnacle sovereign realm powerhouse. Whoosh! Soon enough, Lin Yuan arrived before the Stone People clan's secret realm. This secret realm, hidden deep within layers of time and space, was incredibly difficult to detect. However, with Lin Yuan's comprehension of time and space, it posed no problem, especially with the precise coordinates left behind by Zhang. Lin Yuan stepped forward and entered the secret realm directly. The barriers and obstructions outside the secret realm were like thin paper to Lin Yuan, easy to break through. Quick and efficient. Lin Yuan planned to randomly choose a member of the Stone People clan, accept them as a disciple, and bring them back to human civilization. As for how strong this disciple could eventually become, it would depend on their own fortune. Floating in the air, Lin Yuan gazed down at the secret realm. The secret realm inhabited by the Stone People clan spanned several hundred light years, narrow, by all accounts, and Lin Yuan could see through it at a glance. This was entirely expected. The Stone People clan was not a powerful group. Its strongest individuals were at the path-splitting realm, so the realm they occupied could not be particularly favorable. If it had been a vast and exceptional secret realm, How could the Stone People clan have claimed it? Not a single member of the Stone People clan. Lin Yuan's gaze swept the secret realm, finding it desolate. In some areas, there were even deep craters, giving a sense of ruin. According to the intelligence left by Senior Tsang Weiyang, the population of the Stone People clan numbered over 1 trillion, though most only had strength at the 4th and 5th ranks. Lin Yuan furrowed his brows slightly. Why is there not a single one left now? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1065, Chaos Tree, requesting monthly votes? _2 Actually, it's not completely empty. At the center of the secret realm, in the area with the most abundant cultivation environment, a few Dao-breaking realm auras lingered. It seems like something unusual has occurred. Lin Yuan's expression carried a hint of contemplation, then his figure vanished from his spot. Secret realm center, inside a grand structure. 4 towering figures were sitting cross-legged. These several towering figures all exuded the aura fluctuations of the Dao-breaking realm and were casually conversing at the moment. Haha, that Stone People clan, I don't know what kind of misfortune they ran into, but they managed to offend the 9 profound venerable, ending with their entire clan being captured. One of the towering figures, who had ram-like horns, said with a laugh. If not for this situation, the 4 of them wouldn't have been able to dominate this secret realm on their own. The Stone People clan, though not extremely powerful, still had nearly 10 Dao-breaking realm experts, including one at the Dao-breaking peak. Under normal circumstances, with the Stone People clan's methods, guarding this secret realm would have been more than sufficient, and the 4 of them would have had no chance of breaking in. Stone People clan, why would they dare to offend the 9 profound venerable? And even to the extent of forcing him to personally order the entire clan to be relocated? Another Dao-breaking realm figure murmured with slight suspicion. The 9 profound venerable was a chaos realm venerable. To an entity of such stature, the so-called Stone People clan was nothing more than a speck of dust, not even worth a second glance. Unclear. I've heard it was because one of the Stone People clan members traveling outside came into some kind of connection with the 9 profound venerable. The 3rd Dao-breaking realm figure said, though he sounded uncertain, clearly relying on rumors. An order from a venerable to personally relocate the entire Stone People clan had caused significant upheavals in the surrounding regions. Whatever the reason, in the end, it worked out conveniently for us 4 brothers. This secret realm is now ours. The 4th Dao-breaking realm figure spoke, viewing this secret realm as a heavenly fortune dropped right into their hands. The Stone People clan had been entirely taken away, and the various formations within the secret realm could still be utilized. With just some minor modifications, the 4 of them could declare themselves the rightful masters here. At the moment when the 4 Dao-breaking realm figures continued to chat casually, suddenly, they sensed the surrounding scene shift dramatically as a hazy and ethereal radiance enveloped the entire space-time around them. The connection to external auras was completely severed, as if they were now inside an entirely sealed-off dimension. This is the space-time domain? The 4 Dao-breaking realm figures trembled internally. The so-called space-time domain was a domain condensed purely from the comprehension of space-time rules. Ordinarily, only someone whose comprehension of space-time reached the peak of the 7th realm could form such a domain. Within the space-time domain, everything was isolated from the outside world, like a microcosm, and unless one's space-time rule comprehension approached or surpassed the domain's master, escaping was nearly impossible. These 4 Dao-breaking realm figures only barely reached the 6th realm in their understanding of space-time. The instant they realized they were trapped in a space-time domain, their fear left them paralyzed. They dared not make any rash movements. We don't know which senior has graced us with their presence, but if there's anything you require, please say the word, and the 4 of us will undoubtedly comply. The ram-horned figure hastened to speak, fearing this mysterious expert might decide to exterminate them outright. Space-time 7th realm peak comprehension? Such a method could only belong to a pinnacle-level dominator realm expert. Someone of that caliber, if they had wanted to kill them, could have done so instantly. Why wait until now? Speak, what happened to the Stone People clan? Lin Yuan's voice came from all directions, descending into their ears like an omnipresent force. The Stone People clan. The four Dao-breaking realm figures felt another wave of terror seize them. A strong presence, at least at the pinnacle of the Dominator realm, asking about the Stone People clan? Could it be that he had some sort of relationship with the clan? Though it was true the Stone People clan had been relocated on the orders of the 9 Profound Venerable, as for this particular secret realm, it was occupied solely through their initiative. My lord, the order to take the entire Stone People clan came directly from the 9 Profound Venerable. It has nothing to do with us. The ram-horned figure immediately exclaimed, dreading being caught up in the wrath of this mysterious powerhouse. The 9 Profound Venerable? Lin Yuan's expression remained unchanged. Search * the novel fire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The 9 Profound Venerable was a newly ascended Chaos Realm expert within the last 10 cosmic eras of the Myriad Manifestations Void Domain. The Myriad Manifestations Void Domain bordered the Void Domain where Lin Yuan resided, making them very close. Lin Yuan had heard of the major events in the 9 Profound Void Domain from the past few dozen cosmic eras, including the emergence of this 9 Profound Venerable. Why did the 9 Profound Venerable order the capture of the entire Stone People clan? Lin Yuan directly asked. In truth, he had already secretly listened in on the 4 Dao-breaking realm figures' prior conversations for some time. We truly don't know. The ram-horned figure forced himself to reply. It is rumored that a clan member of the Stone People clan, who was roaming outside, had a conflict with the 9 Profound Venerable. All 4 Dao-breaking realm figures anxiously shared everything they knew without the least reservation. Under the envelopment of the space-time domain, none of them dared to lie or withhold anything. In less than a moment, Lin Yuan had pieced together the entire sequence of events. A member of the Stone People clan roaming outside offended the 9 Profound Venerable? And then the 9 Profound Venerable ordered the entire clan to be taken away? Lin Yuan felt there was something deeply amiss. With the 9 Profound Venerable's strength, the trivial Stone People clan, if they had offended or enraged him, could be annihilated with a mere thought. As for the effort of capturing the entire clan, what could possibly justify it? To Lin Yuan, this action was utterly superfluous, entirely unnecessary. Unless there was a deeper motive at play. Surrounded by hazy, misty spacetime, the 4 Dao-breaking realm figures felt immense anxiety. They had spilled everything they knew, and their survival now depended on the will of this mighty expert. Cease resisting. I will perform a soul search on you. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1066, Chaos Tree, requesting monthly tickets. _3 Lin Yuan decided to perform a soul search on these 4 beings at the path-splitting realm to gain final confirmation. Although his perception had already assured him that these 4 beings were not lying, everything needed to go through a final verification. Yes. The 4 figures at the path-splitting realm nodded. At this point, they had no choice but to cooperate. Even if Lin Yuan killed them after completing the soul search, there was nothing they could do to stop it. So, Lin Yuan completed the soul search. It was essentially consistent with what the 4 figures at the path-splitting realm had stated. 9 Profound Venerable? Lin Yuan casually sent the 4 beings, who had fallen into a deep slumber, into his inner cosmos. Before fully understanding why 9 Profound Venerable treated the Stone People clan in this manner, he did not want news of his arrival to spread. Thus, for now, these 4 beings at the path-splitting realm would remain asleep within Lin Yuan's inner cosmos. 9 Profound Secret Realm. This was the secret realm where 9 Profound Venerable resided, far more expansive than the secret realm of the Stone People clan. Not every Venerable would open a chaos continent. Nine Profound Venerable had become a venerable only 10 cosmic eras ago, making him a newly ascended venerable, and opening a chaos continent required boundless effort. At present, Nine Profound Venerable did not have such reserves. At the highest point of the secret realm, within a grand hall, Venerable, 3 strong beings at the Lord Realm bowed respectfully to the thin, sinister-looking elder seated on the throne in the hall. As a Chaos Realm sovereign, one naturally had a large number of followers. Many at the peak of the Lord Realm found themselves unable to take the next step. At such moments, the guidance of a venerable became critically important. So, has that brat agreed to talk? Nine Profound Venerable said coldly. We've immersed him in the Zhenai Tan, letting unending sins assault his mind and soul, subjecting him to torment seemingly without limits. However, the 3 Lord Realm strongmen exchanged glances, finally replying softly, that brat refuses to talk. Refuses to talk? Nine Profound Venerable frowned. The brat referenced here was named Tsang Yulong from the Stone People clan. Half a cosmic era ago, Nine Profound Venerable wandered the chaos void, discovering a twisted space-time within which he faintly glimpsed a mysterious space. At that moment, Nine Profound Venerable realized the mysterious space had an extraordinary origin, likely linked to beings at the peak of the Chaos Realm or perhaps even to a great saint. He spent half a cosmic era trying to break through the space-time barrier enveloping the mysterious space, seeking entry. His efforts demanded a tremendous price, even leveraging the favors he had accumulated as a venerable, barely managing to approach the mysterious space. Just then, a silhouette suddenly emerged within the mysterious space. The figure appeared out of thin air, evidently entering through some other means of teleportation. Before Nine Profound Venerable could act, he watched as the figure inside the mysterious space activated it, causing the space to vanish instantly. Having invested half a cosmic era of time, connections, effort, and resources, only to be intercepted at the crucial moment, one can imagine Nine Profound Venerable's rage. Afterward, Nine Profound Venerable spent tens of millions of years utilizing the faint karmic link established during his brief encounter with the figure, finally locking onto and capturing him. The figure turned out to be Tsang Yulong. After capturing Tsang Yulong, Nine Profound Venerable intended to directly soul search him to uncover information regarding the mysterious space. However, he found that Tsang Yulong's sea of consciousness was protected by a mysterious force. Forcibly performing soul search could break the force protecting his sea of consciousness, but would leave Tsang Yulong's mind utterly shattered. Thus, to learn of the mysterious space, Nine Profound Venerable had no choice but to make Tsang Yulong willingly divulge the information. Tsang Yulong, of course, refused to talk, so Nine Profound Venerable subjected him to endless torture. In the Nine Profound Secret Realm, there was a natural phenomenon birthed by the Chaos Void, called Zhenai Tan. It contained boundless sin. Any being who came into contact with even a drop of its water would endure unspeakable pain. To date, Nine Profound Venerable had not discovered a more tormenting method than Zhenai Tan, so he directly immersed Tsang Yulong in it. Unfortunately, so far, it had yielded no results. Does the brat know his kin are in my grasp? Nine Profound Venerable asked. At first, he hadn't known Tsang Yulong's origins. Sarch * the Nephire. Et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. But through repeated investigations, Nine Profound Venerable identified Tsang Yulong's background. Though the mysterious force shielding his sea of consciousness was impervious to exploration, his physical body yielded no such immunity. By analyzing his physical characteristics, Nine Profound Venerable discovered Tsang Yulong belonged to the Stone People clan, ordering the capture of the entire clan. He has been informed. The 3 Lord Realm strongmen nodded. Tell the brat that for each day he refuses to talk, I will slaughter 1 billion stone people, immersing their souls in the Zhenai Tan as well. Nine Profound Venerable's expression was ruthlessly cold. Understood. The 3 Lord Realm strongmen trembled internally. They knew well the horrors of Zhenai Tan. Truth be told, The fact that Song Yulong had endured so far was already astonishing. Watching his 3 Lord Realm subordinates retreat, 9 profound venerables' mind once again conjured images of the mysterious space. Even though his glimpse of it had been fleeting, 9 profound venerable had faintly discerned a towering tree within the space, its branches stretching to uphold the heavens. The tree swayed gently, surrounded by endless chaos chi. Chaos tree. Desire flickered in 9 profound venerables' eyes. If the world tree was an 11th grade supreme treasure, then the chaos tree was a 12th grade supreme treasure. And 12th grade treasures corresponded to the caliber of great saints in the chaos realm. Planting a chaos tree in his inner cosmos would fundamentally stabilize it, enabling 9 profound venerable to reach the peak of the chaos realm in record time. And this was merely one of the chaos tree's countless wonders, for as a 12th grade supreme treasure, its potential was incomparably vast. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1067 Outside the 9 Profound Secret Realm. Lin Yuan's figure appeared, gazing into the distance at the secret realm ahead. Compared to the extraordinarily hidden secret realm of the Stone People clan, the 9 Profound Secret Realm could be described as high-profile, its vast formations of chaos chi forming lethal arrays that enveloped the entire realm. The Stone People clan's secret realm was hidden for safety. But the 9 Profound Secret Realm? With a venerable presiding over it, such a presence in the chaos void was safety itself, unless faced with the catastrophic force of a great saint. Otherwise, who could possibly shake it? And as for great saints? How many of them existed across the entire chaos void? I can sense it. Within this secret realm, there's a causal link to a member of the Stone People clan? Lin Yuan gazed at the 9 Profound Secret Realm, pondering silently. Having inherited the legacy of Tsang Weiyang, a peak powerhouse of the Stone People clan at the Dominion realm, he had naturally formed a causal connection with the Stone People clan. Of course, Lin Yuan's strongest causal link was with Tsang Weiyang himself, being a direct connection. As for the Stone People clan, they were merely Tsang Weiyang's kin, and thus the connection with Lin Yuan was already faint. But no matter how faint, it still existed. With Lin Yuan's comprehension of the Tao of causality, he could still perceive it and directly trace it. Only one trace of the Stone People clan's causality? Lin Yuan furrowed his brow. The rest of the Stone People clan must have been imprisoned within the 9 Profound Venerable's internal universe, which is why I can't sense them. The so-called causal connection could indeed be blocked. Take the Shenhuang secret realm in his native cosmos, which could isolate causality and space-time as an example. The internal universe of a chaos venerable, comparable to a true cosmos, could similarly block causality to a very high degree. Adding to that Lin Yuan's already faint connection to the Stone People clan, it was entirely normal that he couldn't sense them through the barrier of an internal universe. It's in that spot? Lin Yuan's gaze landed upon a specific area of the 9 Profound Secret Realm, the only region where he could detect a causal link. He'll need to go in and find out what's going on. He thought for a moment and came to a decision. He didn't know the history between the Stone People clan and the 9 Profound Venerable, so he needed to understand the situation first. After all, when it concerned a venerable, resolving things peacefully was far preferable. As for directly resorting to combat, anyone who had cultivated to the chaos realm wouldn't act rashly unless there was truly no way around it. These killing arrays. Lin Yuan looked at the massive killing arrays that lined the perimeter of the 9 Profound Secret Realm and lightly shook his head. If it had been not too long ago, he might have actually found them troublesome. These killing arrays, all meticulously arranged by the 9 Profound Venerable, were enough to fend off venerables of the same level. But now, from the source world, Lin Yuan had acquired the Myriad Formation Crystal, and though he later traded it to Great Venerate Hongye, he had already comprehended most of its essence beforehand. The Myriad Formation Crystal, condensed at the cost of endless effort by a pinnacle great lord who excelled in the path of formations, contained profoundly intricate principles of arrays. Having delved deeply into the myriad formation crystal, Lin Yuan now found the killing arrays guarding the 9 profound secret realm much simpler to deal with. As long as he was cautious, avoiding a few key array nodes, sneaking in without a trace wouldn't be a problem. Besides, even if something went wrong, it wouldn't cost Lin Yuan anything. The body he was using at the moment was only an incarnation, one he could disperse at will without leaving the slightest trace. With the faint sound of rustling, Lin Yuan's current incarnation split into 2. Considering the worst-case scenario, Lin Yuan was already prepared to have one incarnation infiltrate and be destroyed. As long as the outer incarnation remained intact, he wouldn't need to waste time making his way here again. The 9 profound secret realm, Sin Pool. The Sin Pool was unique to the 9 profound secret realm. Every natural secret realm birthed in the chaos void had its peculiar specialties, and the Sin Pool was one such feature. The waters of the Sin Pool were pitch black and unfathomable, brimming with infinite sins. Any creature approaching it would be overwhelmed by the endless sins radiating from within. And that was just proximity. Once in contact with it, even beings of the path-splitting realm or dominion realm would endure unbearable agony and torment. CTH Novel, F.I.R. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. At this very moment, a figure was immersed in the pitch-black depths of the pool, their limbs and body bound tightly by black chains. The figure's face was etched with pain, but the torment etched upon their soul paled compared to the anguish weighing upon their heart. Big brother, father, mother, elder. In the one who's failed you. If not for me, you wouldn't have been captured by the 9 profound, nor would you have to suffer alongside me like this. Song Yulong's very soul trembled. But I absolutely cannot yield. Once I give in, not only will I die, but you all will too. Not a single member of our clan will survive. If 9 profound learns the origin of that space, we'll have no chance of survival. As long as I live and endure, 9 profound will want that information and won't kill me. And if I don't spill anything, you all won't die either. But the moment I reveal the truth, we'll be doomed. Song Yulong's heart was gripped by wrenching pain, yet his thoughts remained sharp. Though 9 profound had promised him that honesty would spare his life, how could Song Yulong believe such lies? As Song Yulong endured the ceaseless erosion of sins, a voice suddenly resonated within his innermost consciousness. I must admit, I'm curious, why would the 9 profound venerable isolate you within this secret realm and go to such lengths of torment? Lin Yuan's form appeared soundlessly not far away, his gaze filled with curiosity as he studied Song Yulong. The effects of the Sin Pool were obvious to Lin Yuan at a glance. It was precisely because of this that he wondered, what kind of grudge could justify such extreme measures by the 9 profound venerable? Who are you? Song Yulong was instantly startled, and the pain he was enduring lessened, if only slightly. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1068 Who is the Venerable One? Requesting monthly tickets? _2 I share a connection with your Stone People clan and came here specifically to take a look. Lin Yuan did not bring up Song Wayang's affairs but replaced it with the notion of a connection. A connection? Song Yulong gazed at Lin Yuan, then bowed his head resolutely and said, I implore you, Senior, to save my Stone People clan. This place is the 9 profound secret realm, the lair of 9 profound venerable. For Lin Yuan to silently and effortlessly get in here, even if he wasn't a venerable, he wasn't far off. As for whether Lin Yuan was associated with 9 profound venerable, Song Yulong had ways to confirm it and had already determined he had no connection to 9 profound venerable. Save your Stone People clan? Lin Yuan sized up Song Yulong and said, why should I risk becoming a mortal enemy of 9 profound venerable just to save your Stone People clan? Upon witnessing Song Yulong's predicament, Lin Yuan deduced that the other party and 9 profound venerable were already committed to a fatal enmity. If not for such deep-seated hatred, it would be unnecessary for a dignified venerable to use such extraordinary means to deal with a mere existence at the path-splitting realm. Indeed, Song Huayang's legacy had smoothly helped Lin Yuan to transition into the chaos void. However, at that time, Song Huayang's condition was for Lin Yuan to accept a disciple from the Stone People clan. Anyone from the Stone People clan would do. Lin Yuan naturally saw that the reason the Stone People clan had fallen to such circumstances might very well be due to the stone person before him. If he intended to take a stone person as a disciple, he could easily negotiate properly with Nine Profound Venerable. Nine Profound Venerable, who had taken away billions of the Stone People clan, taking out one for Lin Yuan was entirely feasible. Upon hearing Lin Yuan's words, Song Yulong fell silent. Exactly. No matter how profound the connection was, compared to becoming mortal enemies with a venerable, what significance did it hold? Senior, I am willing to offer compensation, as long as you save my Stone People clan. Song Yulong steadied his nerves and immediately spoke. Compensation. Lin Yuan looked at Song Yulong, waiting for him to reveal what compensation he had to offer. Song Yulong took a deep breath and solemnly said, "The Chaos Tree. I am willing to hand over the Chaos Tree to you, Senior, in exchange for saving my Stone People clan." The Chaos Tree? Lin Yuan was slightly surprised. The Chaos Tree was a consummate 12-layer mystical treasure. Lin Yuan had obtained a world tree within the Demon Jade space. After it advanced to the 12th layer, the internal world within his body transformed into an internal universe, and the world tree began transitioning as well. Theoretically, the world tree had the potential to evolve into a chaos tree, but it was merely theoretical. It was akin to how every living being nurtured in the chaos void had the potential to become a chaos great saint eventually. With the passage of time, the more Lin Yuan nurtured the world tree, the more acutely he realized how incredibly difficult it was for a world tree to evolve into a chaos tree. The difficulty alone was equivalent to an 11th layer existence advancing to a chaos great saint. In practice, the actual difficulty far exceeded that. You possess a chaos tree? Lin Yuan fixed his gaze on Song Yulong, his mind clear. He had been wondering why Nine Profound Venerable, a dignified chaos realm existence, would treat a path-splitting realm life form in such a way. It turned out to be because of the chaos tree. Any Chaos Venerable would covet the Chaos Tree intensely. Thanks to its ability to stabilize the internal universe, it could help Chaos Venerables quickly ascend to the pinnacle of the Chaos Realm. Why don't you hand over the Chaos Tree to Nine Profound Venerable? Lin Yuan inquired. That Chaos Tree was stolen from under Nine Profound Venerable's very nose. If I hand it back to him, survival would still be unlikely. Moreover, besides the Chaos Tree, there's also an inheritance space. As long as Senior is willing to act and save my clan, I will offer both together. Song Yulong spoke softly. By now, he had already come to understand the adage of bearing the burden of a coveted treasure. Had he been able to hand it over to Nine Profound Venerable and survive, he would have done so long ago. The Chaos Tree? Lin Yuan's expression grew pensive. The Chaos Tree was indeed immensely valuable to him. Combined with the 13th layer inheritance, Infinite Void, it could significantly enhance the capabilities of his internal universe. The second layer of Infinite Void, if he had the Chaos Tree suppressing his internal universe, the difficulty of cultivation would reduce considerably. To acquire a Chaos Tree and become mortal enemies with a Venerable? Lin Yuan weighed the pros and cons undoubtedly. If he decided to save the Stone People clan, he would inevitably completely enrage Nine Profound Venerable. It is doable. After contemplating for a while, Lin Yuan made his decision. In terms of strength, he was now almost on par with ordinary Chaos Venerables. Nine Profound Venerable was only a newly ascended Venerable and was roughly equal to him. Moreover, Lin Yuan wasn't a myriad manifestations void domain expert. After saving the Stone People clan, he could sever all causal ties and depart far away. For Nine Profound Venerable to locate him again would be exceedingly difficult. Even if he could locate Lin Yuan, it would likely take tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of years. By that time, Lin Yuan would already have crossed into the Dominator realm. Given his current foundation, once he advanced to the Dominator realm and consolidated his various methods, he wouldn't need to concern himself with a newly ascended venerable such as 9 Profound Venerable. Most importantly, Lin Yuan's apparent identity was that of a mere peak path-splitting realm existence dwelling on the ancient Ming Chaos continent. No matter how thoroughly 9 Profound Venerable investigated, he would only target Chaos Venerable level experts and would never trace anything back to Lin Yuan. Senior, within the Sin Abyss, Song Yulong cautiously looked at Lin Yuan. Even with the Chaos Tree and the mysterious inheritance space as compensation, Song Yulong wasn't certain Lin Yuan would agree. After all, the enemy was a venerable. I will help you. Lin Yuan looked at Song Yulong and spoke. You agree? For a moment, Song Yulong was stunned. That single statement contained an overwhelming amount of information. It meant he might finally escape the infinite corrosion of the Sin Abyss. Sir, the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. It meant countless members of the Stone People clan might no longer have to live in constant terror, dreading the day they would perish under 9 Profound Venerables' wrath. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1069 Who is the Venerable One? Seeking monthly votes, _3 The young man in front of him, who had ties to the Stone People clan, is highly likely to also be a venerable. If he's not a venerable, then even if the reward were 10 or 100 times more precious than the Chaos Tree, heads still need the capability to obtain it. But I cannot guarantee that I will save all the Stone People clan. However, you and I can definitely be saved. Lin Yuan spoke. Cannot guarantee saving all the Stone People clan. For some reason, when Song Yulong heard this, he let out a sigh of relief instead. If Lin Yuan guaranteed everything, Song Yulong would have been uneasy. Currently, all the Stone People clan were inside 9 Profound Venerables' cosmic domain, with only Song Yulong suffering outside, enduring the torment of the sinful pool. Lin Yuan guaranteeing the rescue of all the Stone People clan was fundamentally unrealistic. As long as Senior is willing to act, I will entrust everything to you. Song Yulong said solemnly. At this moment, he had no other options. All right. Wait here for a moment. After Lin Yuan finished speaking, his figure disappeared. Senior has left. Song Yulong glanced around but could no longer see Lin Yuan's figure. After a long while, a childish voice suddenly resonated in his mind. You brat, you scared me to death earlier. I almost thought I was going to be discovered. The childish voice revealed a tone of fear and trepidation. Can we really trust that Senior? Song Yulong asked in his heart. Earlier, it was precisely this childish voice that reminded him that Lin Yuan and 9 Profound Venerable were not on the same side, leading Song Yulong to ultimately disclose everything. Don't worry. That person has no causal connection with 9 Profound. They likely don't even know each other. His infiltration here is most likely because he truly has ties with your Stone People clan. The childish voice sounded surprised. I didn't expect your Stone People clan, such a weak and insignificant race, could actually form a connection with a venerable. Is that Senior truly a venerable? Song Yulong's heart trembled. I don't know if he's a venerable, but his comprehension of space-time should have reached the 8th realm. The childish voice replied. Ia the Novfire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The Eightfold Realm of Space-Time. Song Yulong swallowed nervously. To his knowledge, not all Chaos Venerables have reached such a level of space-time mastery. Outside the 9 Profound Secret Realm, Lin Yuan's figure reappeared. That Stone People clan. Lin Yuan recalled Song Yulong's appearance, and in his fleeting encounter with him, he vaguely sensed another consciousness wave hidden in Song Yulong's body. This feeling was faint and elusive, one that even a peak Chaos Venerable might not be able to detect. It seems that kid has secrets, but the chaos tree should be real. Lin Yuan thought to himself. For the sake of a chaos tree, it's worth mobilizing 2 primordial spirits. Lin Yuan murmured. The chaos tree is invaluable, one of the rare treasures that can directly enhance the foundational strength of a venerable. It would be of significant assistance to Lin Yuan. It could even aid in advancing the 3rd layer of the infinite void, to a certain extent. Primordial spirit. Lin Yuan raised his head and looked in a specific direction. Outside the chaos continent of ancient Ming, amidst the boundless chaos void, Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit was seated cross-legged. Using the avatar as a coordinate, ultra-long-distance teleportation can be performed directly. Both of Lin Yuan's primordial spirits mused internally. This is one of the abilities of the 8th realm of spacetime. As long as there is a coordinate to sustain the teleportation, ultra-long-distance traversal could be executed. To confront 9 profound venerable at the chaos realm level, relying solely on an avatar wouldn't suffice. To ensure success, mobilizing 2 primordial spirits was a safer move. Once Lin Yuan's 2 primordial spirits merge into the Taiji primordial spirit, its combat and killing capabilities would be only a notch below his true self. It would also possess the strength nearing the threshold of the chaos realm. Begin. Dense space-time ripples emanated from around the Taiyang and Taiyin primordial spirits. In an instant, they disappeared. Inside the 9 profound secret realm. Within the sinful pool. Song Yulong remained immersed in it. Could Senior have had a change of heart? Song Yulong endured mental torment. If despair were constant, Song Yulong might have been able to hold up. But having hope only to fall back into despair created an indescribable pain in his heart. You brat, just wait patiently. Why? The childish voice was about to scold Song Yulong but abruptly stopped mid-sentence. The next moment, a figure appeared again by the sinful pool. It was Lin Yuan. Senior. Song Yulong's spirit lifted. These chains. Lin Yuan scrutinized the chains binding Song Yulong's limbs and body. These chains didn't just imprison Song Yulong's physical body but also shackled his soul and spirit. To rescue Song Yulong, these chains must be severed. I will sever these chains as quickly as possible. It may be very painful. Lin Yuan warned. Senior, go ahead and do whatever you need. Over all these years, I have excelled at nothing but pain? That's a minor issue. Song Yulong replied immediately. All right. Lin Yuan nodded. There was an option to gradually wear down the chains. However, that would take too much time. The moment he started to wear the chains down, 9 profound venerable would become aware. At the highest point of the 9 profound secret realm. Within a grand and majestic hall, 9 profound venerables sat on his throne. That mysterious space already contains some kind of inheritance. Being able to suppress it with the chaos tree indicates that it's highly likely an inheritance of the great saint level. 9 profound venerable began envisioning possibilities. To receive a great saint level inheritance right after advancing to the chaos realm? 9 profound venerable considered himself extraordinarily fortunate. The only pity was that the Stone People clan brat had beaten him to it. But now the brat and the entire Stone People clan were in his grasp. 9 profound venerable believed it was only a matter of time before he acquired everything in that inheritance space. Suddenly, 9 profound venerable's expression changed as he sensed that the aura around the sinful pool had completely disappeared, along with his connection to Song Yulong. Not good. 9 profound venerable roared in fury. At that instant, the hall was suddenly enveloped by an oppressive, scorching atmosphere filled with ancient majesty, capable of burning the heavens and boiling the earth. A young man appeared between heaven and earth, hands clasped behind his back, blocking 9 profound venerables' path. You. 9 profound venerable fixed his gaze on the young man before him, his expression shifting subtly. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1070, Lin Yuan and 9 Profound Venerable, Request for Monthly Votes. The expression on 9 Profound Venerable's face was solemn. The young man who suddenly appeared before him exuded a strange aura, yet there was an indistinct sense of threat emanating from him. It was clear that he was also a Chaos Venerable. That boy is no longer inside the secret realm. 9 Profound Venerable's eyes narrowed slightly. He had left a contingency on Tsang Yulong, allowing him to easily pinpoint his location. Although Tsang Yulong's causal threads were now obscured and under concealment, there was no doubt he had completely vanished. 2 venerables, one forcibly took the boy away, while the other held me back? 9 Profound Venerable looked at the young man not far away. If not for Lin Yuan's sudden appearance, forcing him into high alert, he could have locked onto Tsang Yulong's position in the instant he tore through the time and space of the secret realm. Not 2 venerables, it must be a main body and an avatar of a venerable. 9 Profound Venerable surmised in his heart. For an 11th tier life form to ascend to the 12th tier, it required an ultimate leap. During this ultimate leap, in order to consolidate all forces to break through to the 12th tier, it was necessary to recall all external psychic consciousness. The essence of an avatar is the partitioning of part of the original self's psychic consciousness, then using this psychic fragment as the core to form a duplicate, enabling shared consciousness. Recalling all external psychic consciousness meant the collapse of all avatars. As for after ascending to the 12th tier, attempting to reform new avatars, the difficulty would increase exponentially, and it would also significantly impact the main body in various aspects. Thus, many 12th tier beings were unwilling to refine avatars, as it would reduce the battle strength of their true selves. As for Lin Yuan's 2 primordial spirits, the Taiyin primordial spirit and the Taiyang divine spirit, they remained even before and after his breakthrough to the 12th tier because they were not strictly considered avatars. Instead, they were unique derivatives of the martial arts evolution road. Among the myriad evolutionary paths within the chaos void, some unique paths would unlock many special methods. Primordial spirits were such special methods within the martial arts evolution road. Far beyond countless billions of layers of space-time from the 9 Profound Secret Realm. Lin Yuan carried Tsang Yulong as he moved swiftly, each step crossing through layers of space-time and spanning billions upon billions of light-years. Senior, Tsang Yulong felt the increasing distance between himself and the 9 Profound Secret Realm. Each step Lin Yuan took would take him hundreds or even thousands of years to traverse with his own speed. Is this the power of a venerable at the 8-fold realm of space-time? Tsang Yulong silently marveled in his heart. In the art of overlapping and shifting through space-time, even 9 Profound Venerable seemed inferior compared to this mysterious venerable before him. What on earth did my Stone People clan's ancestors do to be connected to such an existence? Tsang Yulong steadied his mind, but an inexplicable curiosity began to arise within him. We've managed to shake him off for now. Lin Yuan cast a glance at the location of the 9 Profound Secret Realm. This time, during the operation, the Taiyin primordial spirit assisted Tsang Yulong in contesting against many of the restrictive bindings within the secret realm, while the Taiyang divine spirit was responsible for holding off 9 Profound Venerable. Everything had gone smoothly. Tsang Yulong had already been successfully rescued. Next, all depended on the Taiyang divine spirit. Within the 9 Profound Secret Realm, the grand hall at the highest point, 9 Profound Venerables stared at Lin Yuan, the two locked in a faint standoff. Venerable, Tsang Yulong, that boy is gone. Several subordinates at the path-splitting realm immediately contacted 9 Profound Venerable. They had been tasked with guarding the sinful pool, torturing Tsang Yulong day and night. However, just now, they finally realized that Tsang Yulong's aura had disappeared. Useless fools. 9 Profound Venerable couldn't be bothered to reply or harshly reprimand his subordinates. The one who acted was a venerable, a true body or avatar, catching even him off guard, let alone subordinates at the path-splitting realm. 9 Profound Venerable, I've taken the boy. Lin Yuan spoke up. With Tsang Yulong now under his protection, Nine Profound Venerable essentially had no means to intervene anymore. As for methods like causal curse killing, at the level of a venerable, cursing and killing a path-splitting realm life form posed no challenge. But the prerequisite was the absence of another strong individual at the same level to intervene. Techniques such as causal curse killing could be blocked by external forces. For instance, the Shenhuang secret realm could isolate causality and nullify curses. I'm quite curious. Nine Profound Venerable fixed his gaze on Lin Yuan. For you to utilize your true self on my home turf and forcibly take Zhang Yulong, you must also be aware of that mysterious space. Sar the Novelier. T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan's actions placed him directly against Nine Profound Venerable. Without an irresistible benefit or reward, no venerable would act in such a way. At the Chaos Realm, conflicts between venerables were rarely waged unless absolutely necessary. In the Chaos Void, every venerable was considered to stand at the pinnacle. It was precisely for this reason. Nine Profound Venerable concluded that Lin Yuan was also aware of the mysterious space. If this weren't the case, how could a weak clan like the Stone People clan attract the aid of another venerable? And at the cost of utterly offending another venerable, no less. Indeed, I am aware. Lin Yuan nodded. Nine Profound Venerable's analysis was correct. If Zhang Yulong hadn't willingly offered the Chaos Tree and that mysterious space of inheritance suppressed by it, Lin Yuan wouldn't have intervened to rescue him. Doing so was tantamount to completely antagonizing Nine Profound Venerable. You've taken Zhang Yulong, but you likely don't know the exact coordinates of the mysterious space and would require him to tell you, correct? I had tortured Zhang Yulong day and night, yet he never divulged it. He wouldn't reveal it to you unconditionally either. He must have made demands, like ensuring his rescue, or perhaps saving the entire Stone People clan. Nine Profound Venerable's gaze turned a shade colder as he stared at Lin Yuan. You've already taken Zhang Yulong with you. Yet you haven't left. I assume your next target is the Stone People clan? Zhang Yulong's condition must have been for you to rescue the Stone People clan. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1071 Lin Yuan and Nine Profound Venerable. Request for monthly tickets. _2 Those who can cultivate to the Chaos Realm possess minds that operate at incredible speeds, able to deduce Lin Yuan's intent from mere traces of evidence. Indeed. Lin Yuan nodded. The reason he had not left yet was solely to reclaim the Stone People clan, still held under the Nine Profound Venerable's control. The lives of trillions of Stone People rest entirely on a single thought of mine. The Nine Profound Venerable turned his palm, revealing a miniature world before him, inside of which countless Stone People were imprisoned. I want the Chaos Tree in that mysterious space, or all these Stone People will die. The Nine Profound Venerable said as he stared at Lin Yuan. You want the Chaos Tree? Lin Yuan studied the Nine Profound Venerable with interest. I did promise that young fellow I'd try to save the Stone People, but I only promised to try. It's uncertain whether I can save them or not. The value of the Chaos Tree is something we both understand. If I were to just hand it over to you, wouldn't I have labored for nothing? Lin Yuan's tone remained calm as he added, if it's all for nothing, why would I bother saving anyone? Threatening me with the Stone People? Useless. If you want, go ahead and slaughter every stone person right now. Lin Yuan eyed the Nine Profound Venerable with an amused expression. These words made the Nine Profound Venerable's expression shift slightly. He could indeed discern that Lin Yuan did not care about the lives or deaths of the Stone People. Now that Zhang Yulong had fallen into the hands of Lin Yuan, even if all the Stone People were exterminated, Lin Yuan could still potentially extract the coordinates of the mysterious space from him. And if the Nine Profound Venerable were to wipe out all the Stone People, it might provoke Zhang Yulong into willingly revealing the location of the mysterious space to Lin Yuan. Thus, the Nine Profound Venerable found himself caught in a dilemma. Had I required the assistance of the Sin Pond in this secret domain, you wouldn't even have had the chance to take away Zhang Yulong. There was an unmistakable tone of resentment in the Nine Profound Venerable's voice. The Sin Pond was a unique feature of this secret domain, unparalleled throughout the Chaos Void. He had used it to torment Zhang Yulong, forcing him to reveal the mysterious space's coordinates. In truth, the Nine Profound Venerable had already acted with extreme caution. Tia the novel et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. He had even anticipated worst-case scenarios where other venerables might have intervened. Near the Sin Pond, the Nine Profound Venerable had quietly arranged numerous formations. Any venerable, even those at the pinnacle of Chaos Realm, who wasn't highly skilled in formation mastery would be detected as soon as they approached. But Lin Yuan? Lin Yuan had managed to whisk Zhang Yulong away right under his nose, suggesting that Lin Yuan's mastery of formations was comparable to, or surpassed, those pinnacle Chaos Realm experts skilled in formations. Lin Yuan was not only a Chaos Venerable but also adept in formation mastery, in addition to knowing about the mysterious space. With these three criteria in mind, across dozens of nearby void domains, the Nine Profound Venerable could not think of anyone else who could fit the description. So, what do you intend to do now? The Nine Profound Venerable asked in a low voice. Ultimately, I did promise that young fellow ID try to save the stone people. Lin Yuan shook his head and said, but for you to hand them over directly, I suspect you'd be unwilling. Hey, race what I propose, Lin Yuan said. Let's have a duel. If I win, you hand over the stone people to me. If you win, you still hand over the stone people, but I will grant you a replicable inheritance from the mysterious space. If I win, I get an inheritance that can be replicated? The Nine Profound Venerable felt aggrieved. For Lin Yuan, this arrangement brought almost no risk. That chaos tree, the Nine Profound Venerable still attempted to negotiate. Forget the chaos tree. Lin Yuan shook his head and said, if you refuse this, you might as well slaughter all the stone people right now. The Nine Profound Venerable stared at Lin Yuan. He could sense that the choice Lin Yuan had laid out was already his bottom line. Agreed. After much deliberation, the Nine Profound Venerable finally conceded. There was no way around it. Slaughtering all the stone people brought him no benefit whatsoever. Agreeing to Lin Yuan's proposal, however, still left him with a chance to obtain the inheritance from the mysterious space. Inheritance. For a Chaos Venerable, inheritance was still critically important. The key point was, it was better than nothing. Swear your oath under the Chaos Void Origin will. Lin Yuan glanced at the Nine Profound Venerable. To swear an oath meant invoking a binding restriction. The Chaos Void Origin will permeate it everywhere, and oaths made under its witness carried great karmic weight. Breaking such an oath wouldn't necessarily cause physical harm, but the karmic repercussions would make future progress impossible. As a newly ascended venerable, the Nine Profound Venerable still harbored aspirations to reach the ultimate Great Saint realm. He was unlikely to break his oath. After all, if there were any alternatives, no venerable would willingly bear the burden of karmic repercussions. To cultivate to the Chaos realm, one had to rise above countless billions upon billions of others. The consequences of severing their path were too grim to contemplate. Soon after, Lin Yuan and the Nine Profound Venerable completed their oaths. For Lin Yuan, the oath was straightforward. Even if he ultimately lost, it would simply mean sharing a replicable inheritance from the mysterious space with the Nine Profound Venerable. Hand over all the stone people to me. Lin Yuan looked at the Nine Profound Venerable and said, given that the upcoming duel meant the Nine Profound Venerable would have to surrender the stone people whether he won or lost, Lin Yuan decided to claim them in advance. Take them. The Nine Profound Venerable threw the miniature world over without hesitation. He had no interest in the stone people whatsoever. If it weren't for the need to threaten Zhang Yulong, he wouldn't have even bothered imprisoning them. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1072, Lin Yuan and the 9 Profound Venerable, vote for monthly ticket, _3 Lin Yuan accepted the micro-world, split off a trace of his mind to examine it, and discovered a large number of stone people clan inside, trembling with fear. These stone people also knew their own fate. With a single thought from the 9 Profound Venerable, their entire clan could be annihilated. Where shall we duel? After checking several times and confirming there was no issue with the micro-world, Lin Yuan put it away and casually asked. Just outside the secret realm. The 9 Profound Venerable replied. Duels between venerables are catastrophic in their destructiveness. While the 9 Profound Secret Realm was birthed by the Chaos Void, it clearly did not possess the indestructible characteristics of the universe itself. If 2 venerables were to fight inside the secret realm, the realm wouldn't be able to withstand it and could directly collapse into ruin. The 9 Profound Secret Realm was the lair of the 9 Profound Venerable. Naturally, he didn't wish to see that happen. No problem. Lin Yuan's figure slowly began to fade. Half an hour later. See you outside the secret realm. So the novel, If Ire. Et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. As soon as the words fell, Lin Yuan's figure disappeared completely. The 9 Profound Venerable, seeing this, did not worry that Lin Yuan would leave prematurely. Firstly, because Lin Yuan had sworn under the will of the Chaos Void origin, breaking the oath would bring karmic retribution upon him. Secondly, whether winning or losing, there was no tangible loss for Lin Yuan. This was also the reason why the 9 Profound Venerables so readily handed over all the Stone People clan. When did such a venerable appear in the nearby void domain? The 9 Profound Venerable sat on his throne, silently pondering. At the level of Chaos Venerables, one would typically share at least passing familiarity. They all knew of each other. Yet he had never heard of a venerable named Lin Yuan. Could he have come from some distant void domain? Or could he, like myself, have only recently stepped into the Chaos Realm, and news of it hasn't spread yet? The 9 Profound Venerables speculated inwardly. Moments later, several Dominator-level experts cautiously entered the hall. Venerable, these Dominator-level experts still didn't know what had happened, but since the Tsang Yulong they were guarding suddenly vanished, they were surely at fault. Enough. Retrieve all gathering points outside the secret realm into the secret realm, and activate the secret realm's defensive formation at full capacity. The 9 Profound Venerable instructed. Encircling the Chaos Continent were countless, fragment worlds. While the 9 Profound Secret Realm couldn't compare to the Chaos Continent, it still hosted numerous gathering points. In the impending battle between the 9 Profound Venerable and Lin Yuan, the aftermath would undoubtedly engulf these gathering points. Retrieving all of them into the secret realm would be the safest approach. Furthermore, the 9 Profound Secret Realm itself needed to enter its highest defensive state to withstand the aftershocks of the 2 Venerables' battle. Venerable, why are we retrieving those gathering points? The Dominator-level subordinates looked shocked and puzzled. The 9 Profound Venerable did not reprimand them for their negligence in guarding but instead issued these instructions. Shortly, I will spar with another Venerable just outside. The 9 Profound Venerables' words were brief, but the Dominator-level subordinates were deeply shaken. Spar? With another Venerable? Far across layers of space and time. The Taiyin primordial spirit stood silently in place. Tsang Yulong stood respectfully to the side. It's done. A figure condensed, it was the Taiyang divine spirit of Lin Yuan. 2 seniors. Tsang Yulong was momentarily stunned before quickly realizing they were likely incarnations. These are your clan's people. Lin Yuan flipped his right hand, and a micro-world appeared. Within it were countless stone people. Clan's people. Tsang Yulong's expression turned emotional, his voice trembling slightly. He had never imagined he would one day see his clan's people again. Though Lin Yuan had mentioned trying to save the Stone People clan before bringing him out, it had only been a tentative promise. The Nine Profound Venerable was not someone easy to deal with. But now, all the stone people were right in front of him. Don't get too excited. The Nine Profound Venerable handed over the stone people, but there are terms involved. Lin Yuan looked at Song Yulong and proceeded to explain the agreement he made with the Nine Profound Venerable. Everything will be as you decide, Senior. Song Yulong replied respectfully. Sharing a replicable inheritance with the Nine Profound Venerable? To Song Yulong, this was inconsequential. He had already planned to hand over that inheritance space to Lin Yuan, so naturally, he would follow Lin Yuan's arrangements. When Song Yulong had been in the hands of the Nine Profound Venerable, his refusal to yield had stemmed from knowing that surrendering would likely still lead to death. In fact, the Nine Profound Venerable might have exterminated not only him out of spite but also his entire clan. Taking the mysterious space away in front of the Nine Profound Venerable had undoubtedly provoked immense anger. All right. My duel with the Nine Profound Venerable is imminent. Now, you may tell me the exact space-time coordinates of that mysterious space. Lin Yuan looked at Song Yulong and spoke in an even tone. Chapter 1073. No wonder the Nine Profound Venerable cannot lock onto this mysterious space. Lin Yuan observed for a while, his expression thoughtful. This mysterious space is deeply fused with space-time. Though it hasn't reached the level of the Demon Jade space, achieving this level, at the very least, one would need an understanding of the ninth realm of space-time. The ninth realm of space-time is typically only accessible to the Chaos Great Saint. As for reaching the peak of the ninth realm, even many peerless great saints might not be able to achieve it. One of Zunwang's proudest feats is precisely his mastery over the peak of the ninth realm of spacetime. This mysterious space must have been left by a Chaos Great Saint. Based on Song Yulong's description, it's likely a site for inheritance. Lin Yuan arrived at this conclusion in his mind. That Chaos Tree. Lin Yuan also noticed the Chaos Tree deep within the mysterious space, its swaying form emanating endless chaos chi. This move was worth it after all. Lin Yuan was resolute. Even if this inheritance space were not here, as long as he could obtain the Chaos Tree, provoking an enemy at the venerable level would mean nothing. Conflicts between venerables are rare, mostly because there aren't treasures worthy of such battles. But the Chaos Tree? Just observing the Nine Profound Venerables' imprisonment of the Stone People clan is revealing enough. Refining this space will take time, I'll deal with it after the duel. Lin Yuan fixed the spatial coordinates of the inheritance space, ensuring that regardless of any relocation attempts by others, it could not escape him. You stay here for now. Lin Yuan glanced at Song Yulong. In his duel with the Nine Profound Venerable, he would certainly need to merge his two primordial spirits into the Taiji primordial spirit. A single primordial spirit alone would hardly stand a chance. Sarch * the Nefire. Et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. While it's true that even if Lin Yuan lost, it wouldn't result in any significant loss. Being defeated by the Nine Profound Venerable would carry a series of risks. For instance, it might give the Nine Profound Venerable the impression that Lin Yuan's strength was inferior to his, potentially prompting him to begin tracking Lin Yuan's movements after the duel. When Lin Yuan faced off against the Nine Profound Venerable, victory would be the aim. Even if victory proved impossible, he would at least make the Nine Profound Venerable realize that Lin Yuan was no easy target. As for leaving Song Yulong here, Lin Yuan wasn't concerned about him trying to escape. With the mysterious inheritance space already acquired, the greatest opportunity had been secured. Song Yulong no longer had a reason to flee. Outside the Nine Profound Secret Realm, numerous gathering sites began migrating toward the interior of the secret realm. The life forms inhabiting these gathering sites relied on the Nine Profound Venerables' protection. Each cosmic era, they would also offer up various treasures, including chaos stones, to the Nine Profound Venerable. A venerable's protection, of course, was not given freely. The many fragment worlds, Outside the ancient Ming Chaos continent also required vast quantities of Chaos stones to procure. What? The 9 Profound Venerable is going to duel another Venerable outside the secret realm? The 9 Profound Venerable had not intentionally hidden the matter. In truth, he couldn't have hidden it. Even after the duel with Lin Yuan, the ripples of a battle between Venerables could not be concealed. The 9 Profound Venerable is dueling another Venerable? Which Venerable? It doesn't matter which Venerable. Get into the secret realm quickly. If the duel begins while we're still outside, we won't be able to withstand the aftermath of their clash. Outside the secret realm, the gathered experts were frantic. Even those at the sovereign realm felt their hearts tremble. To them, a duel between Venerables was an uncontrollable disaster. Alas, we may carry off the treasures, but the bases we've spent years constructing cannot be relocated quickly. Hopefully, something will still remain. Forget the bases. Surviving the ordeal would already be enough. Hurry into the secret realm. If we're any later, we might not make it in time. Fortunately, the many subordinates of the 9 Profound Venerable were assisting with the evacuation. They even actively opened the defensive arrays outside the secret realm. Otherwise, evacuation in mere half an hour would have been impossible. Still, who could the 9 Profound Venerable possibly have such a grievance with that a duel is necessary? Indeed, we best not concern ourselves with the disputes of Venerables. Who knows what might happen if we do? The numerous clan experts engaged in hurried migration discussed the matter cautiously among themselves. Outside the secret realm, the 9 Profound Venerable had already been waiting for quite some time. Rustling sounds filled the air. A moment later, Lin Yuan's figure quietly coalesced not far away. At this moment, Lin Yuan's Taiyang and Taiyang had merged, forming the Taiji primordial spirit. The 9 Profound Venerable frowned as he gazed at Lin Yuan. Now, Lin Yuan gave him a different impression. Though the ferocious aura of burning the heavens and boiling the seas was gone, the 9 Profound Venerable's brow twitched, sensing an even greater threat. For someone capable of cultivating to the Chaos realm, it's rare to be entirely unknown. And yet, I've never heard of you before. The 9 Profound Venerable stared at Lin Yuan, voicing his doubts. He even began considering the sovereign realm peak experts he knew, suspecting Lin Yuan might have only recently ascended to the Chaos realm. However, while the number of sovereign realm peak experts was significant, none of them matched Lin Yuan's description. The trajectory of a powerhouse's growth is always traceable, especially for those who manage to ascend to the Chaos realm. Before their ascension, it's impossible for them to leave no trace at all. What the 9 Profound Venerable was unaware of, however, was that Lin Yuan was currently only at the path-splitting realm. The traces he left in the Chaos Void were minimal, and after leaving the cosmos, he had primarily remained in the ancient Ming Chaos continent. Aside from ancient Ming Venerable and the Eye of Myriad Laws detecting Lin Yuan's unusual nature, the outside world had no information about him whatsoever. Thus, no matter how hard the 9 Profound Venerable tried to speculate, he could not discern Lin Yuan's true background. The Chaos Void is vast enough. What does it matter if one more Venerable appears? Lin Yuan replied casually. The 9 Profound Venerable, hearing this, did not fully agree, but he chose not to dwell on it. His focus now was entirely on defeating Lin Yuan. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. The defensive formation of the 9 Profound Secret Realm frantically activated, trying its best to resist the incoming aftershocks. The battle between two venerable-level existences caused impacts so vast that it soon drew the attention of other venerables within the myriad manifestations void domain. A venerable is taking action? That location, it's 9 Profound? Who is the venerable fighting 9 Profound? No idea, I've never witnessed such an aura before. One by one, the Chaos Venerables observed from afar. None of them had any intention of intervening. Instead, they started chatting idly. CTH Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Even during his sovereign realm days, 9 Profound excelled in slaughter, and stepping into the chaos realm hasn't changed him. That unfamiliar venerable, capable of trading blows with 9 Profound, must have an extraordinary background. To become a venerable, who among us could be simple? True, let's just watch. The Chaos Venerables watched the battle unfold. Among Chaos Venerables, it was common practice to avoid fighting each other unless absolutely necessary. Still, Chaos Venerables loved to witness duels and fights between their peers. After all, for them, it posed no threats. The combatants weren't establishing enmities against them. Who doesn't enjoy a good spectacle? The void solidified as though tangible, expanding and covering the surroundings. Using Infinite Void as the foundation, Lin Yuan's killing move, Infinite Void, showcased absolute control over the void. Though it hadn't reached the level of the Divine Ability world, it approximated 1/3 the strength of the Divine Ability world. The latter, however, was limited by its duration, lasting mere seconds, whereas Infinite Void had no such limitation. Lin Yuan could maintain it as long as he wished. Such a terrifying void suppression. Even 9 Profound Venerable felt troubled. Under the suppression of Infinite Void, his every move faced significant constraints, as though he was an insect ensnared within a spider's web, an immensely unpleasant sensation. But it's useless against me. 6 Profound subdues all things. 9 Profound Venerable's face contorted slightly in ferocity. Within moments, 6 entirely new forces enveloped his body, sweeping outward. Determined to defeat Lin Yuan and avoid a crushing loss, 9 Profound Venerable had nearly used up most of his killing techniques. Rumble. The invisible power of 6 Profounds began demolishing the void, and the infinite void driven by Lin Yuan started to tremble. Lin Yuan's expression changed slightly. The 6 Profounds force unleashed by 9 Profound Venerable had yet to completely destabilize Infinite Void, but given time, it was inevitable. Infinite Void struggled to suppress the full power force of 9 Profound Venerable's 6 Profounds. Chapter 1075 Lin Yuan tears the sky, seeking monthly pass. _3 At this moment, within tens of millions of light years, everything was shrouded beneath Lin Yuan's internal universe. What is this? 9 Profound Venerable felt an unprecedented suppression. The originally unstoppable power of the 6 Profounds was now completely restrained, shrinking rapidly. Suppress. Lin Yuan gazed indifferently at 9 Profound Venerable, beginning to mobilize the full force of his external universe to crush him. Though the power of the external universe was terrifying, its duration was limited, so Lin Yuan did not hold back in the slightest. 9 Profound Venerable instantly felt excruciating pain in both his body and soul as an unstoppable, horrifying oppression descended upon him. 9 Profound Venerable's physical body began to crumble, inch by inch, and his soul simultaneously started to be annihilated. Under this overwhelming suppression, all of his resistance seemed utterly futile. The terrifying suppression continued to descend. The once overwhelmingly formidable 9 Profound Venerable now had his arm crushed, twisted, and shattered. His severed arm flew away, and holes began to appear all over his blood-soaked flesh and skin. Even his internal universe showed signs of collapse. 9 Profound Venerable staggered backward repeatedly, his expression filled with shock and terror. Without hesitation, he activated a stronger life-saving technique. 9 Profound Body Protection. 9 entirely new forces collided, forming a barrier around 9 Profound Venerable to resist the horrifying oppression descending from all directions of the void domain. Bang! 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 Lin Yuan continued to channel the power of his external universe, relentlessly suppressing 9 Profound Venerable. Yet, the protective barrier formed by 9 different forces bent and twisted under the pressure, though it did not completely shatter, steadfastly persisting. Troublesome. Lin Yuan frowned. 9 Profound Venerable was indeed difficult to deal with. Although he was only a newly ascended venerable, his life-saving trump cards were no weaker than those of powerful veteran venerables. It must be noted that within tens of millions of light years, all of it essentially constituted Lin Yuan's internal universe. In this domain, Lin Yuan's killing power was so strong that it would make ordinary venerables' scalps tingle. Only 1 second left. Lin Yuan sensed that the duration of his external universe was about to end. Explode! Without hesitation, Lin Yuan detonated his external universe. After all, once the time expired, the external universe would dissipate anyway, so he might as well detonate it to unleash its strongest power. Rumble! The surrounding void began to collapse, and the resulting annihilation force fully engulfed 9 Profound Venerable. What is this? 9 Profound Venerable's face turned aghast. Originally, he had been resisting with great difficulty using the life-saving technique of 9 Profound Body Protection, but now he was under even greater pressure, causing immeasurable terror in his heart. All across the myriad manifestations void domain, various Chaos Venerables continued to observe attentively. It seems 9 Profound Venerable and that mysterious Venerable have truly become deadly serious? I wonder what might have triggered such an intense battle between the two Venerables? That mysterious Venerable's unleashed void explosion is remarkably lethal. Indeed, it's likely forcing 9 Profound Venerable to use further trump cards. The Chaos Venerables engaged in casual conversation, occasionally tossing in a few remarks. Witnessing the showdown of trump cards between 2 Chaos Venerables was already a rare occurrence, let alone involving a venerable they had never heard of before. The void shattered, and chaos split apart. Within tens of millions of light years, everything was rapidly disintegrating. Even the 9 Profound secret realm in the distance had partially been destroyed. Without the strongest defensive formation at its core, it might have been entirely wiped out. Lin Yuan stood calmly in the void, his aura showing some signs of weariness. Detonating the external universe came at a cost to Lin Yuan himself, though it posed no significant problem. He could recover after resting for a brief time. Buzz. At this moment, amidst the collapsing void, a new aura began to condense and quickly materialize. Ha ha ha. 9 Profound Venerable looked utterly battered but showed little diminishment in his aura, laughing exuberantly. That move just now, was it your strongest trump card? You can't use it a second time in the short term, and you've also fallen into a weakened state, haven't you? 9 Profound Venerable quickly analyzed Lin Yuan's state. To endure Lin Yuan's external universe detonation, he had resorted to activating a life-saving treasure. It was a treasure, not a technique. Techniques, once used, could be repeatedly deployed. But treasures, once expended, were gone forever. 9 Profound Venerable had already paid a heavy price to stand against Lin Yuan. Now it's my turn. 9 Profound Venerable extended his hand, summoning a monumental strike that descended upon Lin Yuan. He had no intention of allowing Lin Yuan any chance to recover, planning to fight relentlessly until Lin Yuan conceded. Still lacking something. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly as he watched 9 Profound Venerable's increasingly close attack. A great distance away, beyond layers of time and space. Song Yulong was likewise observing the battlefield. Of course, given his strength, at most, he could sense the waves of conflict. Chapter 1076. This grasp tore open chaos, tore open space and time, and reached toward the 9 Profound Venerable. What is this? 9 Profound Venerable felt an inexplicable sense of fear. Even when faced with the destruction and collapse of tens of millions of light years a moment ago, 9 Profound Venerable had not experienced such soul-deep terror. It would tear him apart. It would shred him to pieces. These thoughts surged in 9 Profound Venerable's mind. Soon after, confusion arose. Who was attacking him? At the very moment this grasp targeted Nine Profound Venerable, a karmic connection was forged between him and its origin. Mysteriously, Nine Profound Venerable glimpsed a scene from far across countless spacetime layers. A young man was slowly withdrawing his right hand, with 5 streams of ultimate, tearing heaven power lingering in the void. Beside the young man stood Song Yulong. The stone people was staring blankly at the former. Nine Profound Venerable paid no attention to Tsang Yulong. Through the brief karmic bond, his gaze locked onto the young man who had unleashed the tearing heaven grasp. "It's you." Nine Profound Venerable immediately recognized that the young man attacking him was also Lin Yuan, both sharing the same karmic source. "So the one fighting me isn't your true self?" Nine Profound Venerable couldn't believe it. He could sense that the young man standing beside Song Yulong, whether in physical physique or spiritual pressure, completely surpassed the Taiji primordial spirit that had been dueling him moments ago. The next moment, the tearing heaven grasp descended. Ryep, the absolute tearing heaven power effortlessly tore through the spacetime barrier surrounding Nine Profound Venerable, then his skin, flesh, bones, and the universe within. Everything of Nine Profound Venerable, his physical body, soul, and even his mental will, was shredded and torn apart under this ultimate grasp, without the slightest ability to resist, unable to even delay the inevitable destruction for a moment. The instant his physical form and soul were torn apart, boundless vitality surged within Nine Profound Venerable, initiating rapid regeneration. But with each fragment restored, it was again torn apart by the lingering, tearing heaven power, in a cycle repeating endlessly. In Nine Profound Venerable's despair and unwillingness, his physical body, soul, and inner universe were ultimately torn to complete annihilation. Not far away, the Taiji primordial spirit stood, silently watching this scene. Unleashing the full force of the tearing heaven grasp indeed surpasses detonating the world divine skill, Lin Yuan thought silently to himself. The divine skill, world, and the divine skill, tearing heaven both belong to offensive divine abilities, but tearing heaven is far more pure in essence. The divine skill, world has suppression effects and the like, while tearing heaven does not. Moreover, when the divine skill, world is detonated, the destructive force is dispersed across tens of millions of light years. In terms of sheer power, it cannot compare to tearing heaven. The entirety of tearing heaven's power is concentrated in that single grasp. S.E. the Novelier. N.T. website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Buzz. After Nine Profound Venerable's body, soul, and inner universe were torn asunder, 9 indistinct auras began gathering nearby, coalescing into the figure of Nine Profound Venerable once again. However, compared to his prior manifestation, both his aura and oppressive presence had dramatically declined. This decline was not the kind of temporary reduction that Lin Yuan experienced after detonating the world divine skill, but one requiring an extended period to recover. Not dead. Lin Yuan raised an eyebrow, though he wasn't particularly surprised. The life-preserving techniques of Chaos Venerables are notoriously formidable. Lin Yuan was, after all, only in the path-splitting realm. Even when activating the divine skill, tearing heaven, he could at most severely injure a venerable. As for killing one, it would be unlikely, even if it was Nine Profound Venerable, a newly ascended Chaos Realm being. If Lin Yuan could step into the Chaos Realm at the same level, using tearing heaven, not to mention Nine Profound Venerable, even those peak Chaos Venerables would meet an assured death. In fact, even without reaching the Chaos Realm, if Lin Yuan could step into the Dominion Realm, elevating the essence of his life, with numerous techniques inherited and cultivated to completion, a single, tearing heaven grasp would leave Nine Profound Venerable inevitably dead. At least this current physical form would perish beyond recovery. Then let's do it again. Lin Yuan's Taiji primordial spirit stepped forward. After a moment of rest, he had practically regained his vigor, fully recovering from the expenditure after detonating world. His combat strength now returned to its peak. Nine Profound Venerable's aura weakened, his face pale, and he immediately said, "No need to continue sparring, I concede." At this point, Nine Profound Venerable was already severely injured. To keep fighting would no longer be a spar. It would be a life-and-death struggle, one where he would have to exhaust every hidden trump card and technique. A life-and-death struggle? For the inheritance space of a great saint-level domain, engaging in lethal combat with a peer-level venerable was something Nine Profound Venerable needed to carefully weigh, especially given the current situation. Even if he were willing to stake his life, the odds were heavily against him. Just Lin Yuan's Taiji primordial spirit alone had forced him to near full exertion, adding the threat of Lin Yuan's true form, standing by, ready to strike at any moment. Nine Profound Venerable deemed his chances of victory to be exceedingly slim. Even if he were to lose in a life-or-death battle, Nine Profound Venerable would not face complete extinction, as he had prepared many life-preserving contingencies in hidden locations, ensuring he could revive if his true form perished. However, all the investments made in this physical form, its weapons, artifacts, treasured items, and more, would be irretrievably lost. Lin Yuan certainly wouldn't return any of these valuables to him. Concede. Lin Yuan immediately stopped his assault. He had no desire to push a chaos venerable to their brink. One could never predict the extent of their unutilized techniques. Most critically, within the myriad manifestations void domain, other chaos venerables were still present, many of whom were keenly observing their battle. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1077 Great Saints Tactics. Please subscribe. _2 If it were merely a friendly spar and neither side sustained serious injuries, those chaos venerables naturally wouldn't have any objections. But what if Lin Yuan were gravely injured? As an outsider venerable, Lin Yuan couldn't guarantee that the local void domain venerables wouldn't intervene. Moreover, Lin Yuan couldn't be certain whether Nine Profound Venerable had other venerable allies. What if someone saw Nine Profound Venerable locked in a life-and-death struggle with Lin Yuan and decided to join in? One-on-one, with all cards on the table, including both true form and primordial spirit, Lin Yuan was confident he could suppress Nine Profound Venerable, this newly ascended venerable. But one-on-two? There were too many uncertainties. Thus, from the moment Nine Profound Venerable admitted defeat, Lin Yuan had no intention of continuing his assault. This battle served his purpose. He had thoroughly subdued Nine Profound Venerable. Afterward, even if Nine Profound Venerable harbored resentment, he would have to think twice about whether he could match Lin Yuan. Admitted defeat? Beyond layers of space-time, Lin Yuan's true form withdrew directly. For the sake of acquiring the prized 12-layer Supreme Chaos Tree and a Great Saint Inheritance Space, after careful consideration, Lin Yuan decided that relying solely on the Taiji primordial spirit would still be insufficiently secure. Thus, his true form also followed, hidden in the shadows, observing. Upon witnessing Nine Profound Venerable endure the explosion triggered by the world, divine skill, Lin Yuan's true form seized the moment and executed the sky-rending grasp. Both true form and primordial spirit struck simultaneously, which indeed incurred higher risks, but upon confirming the immense value of that inheritance space, Lin Yuan deemed it worth the move. Now that the sparring had concluded, there was no reason for Lin Yuan's true form to linger any further. Interesting. Lin Yuan cast one last glance at Song Yulong. With his true form present, Lin Yuan had finally captured the hidden consciousness fluctuation within Song Yulong's body. Is this part of a contingency plan prepared by some great saint? Lin Yuan connected this thought to the mysterious inheritance space, a space that clearly bore the mark of a great saint. Song Yulong had once entered it, so he must have gained some kind of opportunity. Only after Lin Yuan's true form fully disappeared, did Song Yulong's muddled thoughts begin to clear. That being earlier, was it also a senior? Song Yulong steadied himself, instinctively asking in his heart. The appearance of Lin Yuan's true form had exerted tremendous pressure on Song Yulong, particularly with that sky-rending grasp. Even though its power was fully restrained and in no way targeted at Song Yulong, he still felt his mind trembling. Just witnessing it gave him an illusion that his entire existence was being torn apart. What a foolish question! Finally breaking its previous silence, the tender voice resumed speaking. You brat, your Stone People clan truly has unimaginable luck to have ties with such a powerful figure. The tender voice sounded deeply moved. Though it hadn't spoken earlier for fear of attracting Lin Yuan's attention, it couldn't help but witness the sky-rending grasp. The sheer, unmatched destructiveness of that strike left even the tender voice somewhat astonished. This ability isn't some ordinary technique. It's far closer to something like an innate divine ability. Could this powerhouse be some wondrous life form birthed from the chaos void, naturally equipped with such a terrifying offensive skill? The tender voice silently speculated. The profundity contained within the sky-rending grasp was something even great saints would struggle to replicate. While Lin Yuan's strength clearly hadn't yet reached the great saint level, he had mastered such a technique. Only an innate divine ability could possibly explain it. An innate divine ability referred to a talent inherent at birth, an ability you couldn't fully comprehend in terms of its laws or mechanisms, yet instinctively knew how to wield. A wondrous life form so adept at offensive capabilities, if it steps into the great saint's domain, it might well become an unparalleled great saint. The tender voice mused. Whether chaos great saint or unparalleled great saint, both were beings who had achieved perfection within the chaos realm, but the latter's offensive prowess was distinctly superior to that of the former. I'm not sure either. Song Yulong replied truthfully. Even at its peak, the Stone People clan had only produced one individual at the mastery realm, but that ancestor had disappeared over 10 cosmic eras ago, and even the sole lamp left in their clan had long extinguished. As for having bonds with some venerable? If not for trusting that Lin Yuan wouldn't lie about such matters, Song Yulong wouldn't have believed it at all. By the way, what about Senior's spar with 9 profound venerable? Song Yulong seemed to recall something. Previously, had been so overwhelmed by the oppressive presence of Lin Yuan's true form that he had forgotten to inquire about the fight outside the 9 profound secret realm between the two venerables. Song Yulong remembered that the tender voice's last broadcast had stated that 9 profound venerable was surviving after enduring one of Lin Yuan's lethal moves, on the verge of counterattacking. Sparring? The tender voice's tone sounded slightly puzzled. Do you believe the appearance of your clan's senior true form was for mere sparring? Song Yulong blinked. All he recalled was Lin Yuan's true form extending a grasp toward the battlefield, then turning away and leaving. It's already over. 9 profound venerable suffered heavy injury and, I presume, admitted defeat. The tender voice spoke matter-of-factly, though it hadn't actually heard 9 profound venerable concede. From seeing Lin Yuan's true form leave and the absence of further battle disturbances outside the 9 profound secret realm, it inferred the outcome. That single grasp from the senior forced 9 profound venerable to yield? Song Yulong took a deep breath, feeling a sense of incredulity. Saw the Ovalfire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Indeed, he felt that the aura emanating from Lin Yuan's true form was overwhelmingly terrifying, but to Song Yulong, venerables and great saints were indistinguishable. They were all beings beyond his capacity to fathom. Your level and strength are too feeble to perceive the true magnitude of the power contained within that grasp. The tender voice sighed in admiration. But that's actually a good thing. A good thing? Song Yulong pondered for a moment, gradually starting to understand. Across the myriad manifestations void domain, within various chaos continents and high-tier secret realms. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Nonetheless, strength and rule comprehension can't be inherited, but the vision of the great saint level remains, and with incredibly rich cultivation experience, often able to see through the issues and confusions faced by a cultivator at a glance. Therefore, when a great saint chooses to refine his soul fragment, it is basically to train an heir. Additionally, a soul fragment has one most important function. If the great saint dies, with both true body and avatar dead, it would not extend to the soul fragment. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Song Yulong wasted no time, bringing out a crystalline, transparent stone. Lin Yuan picked up the stone and briefly examined it to confirm there were no issues before storing it away. Search * the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Then, he handed over the miniature world containing all the Stone People clan to Song Yulong. But prior to doing so, Lin Yuan had already selected one Stone People individual from within the miniature world and relocated them to his own internal universe. He intended to take them as a disciple upon his return, fulfilling a promise he had once made to Tsang Weiyang. The transaction was complete. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1082 Advancement in Strength. Please subscribe. The Chaos Tree, as a peak 12th layer supreme treasure, is a great saint-tier artifact. As soon as it took root in Lin Yuan's inner universe, it produced immediate and stunning effects. My inner universe? Lin Yuan's expression instantly turned to one of astonishment, and he immediately focused on sensing every subtle transformation within his inner universe. The Chaos Tree's impact on his inner universe was multifaceted, spatial temporal stability further enhanced, the rules operating with increasing perfection, and so forth. These changes were within Lin Yuan's expectations. Moreover, once the Chaos Tree took root, faint traces of Chaos Chi began to permeate his inner universe, akin to the strands of Chaos Chi scattered across the Chaos Void. These strands of Chaos Chi caused Lin Yuan's inner universe to undergo a deeper level of metamorphosis. Russell. Sir the Nefire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The boundaries of Lin Yuan's inner universe began frantically expanding. Previously, Lin Yuan's inner universe, after mastering Infinite Void, had reached a radius of 20 million light-years. This was close to the maximum limit of Lin Yuan's inner universe. Any substantial increase beyond this point would have required him to ascend to the Dominator realm and elevate his life essence. But now, the originally 20 million light-year radius inner universe suddenly surged upward. 21 million, 23 million, 25 million. In less than a moment, it reached a radius of 30 million light-years. 31 million. 32 million. By the time it approached a radius of 33 million light-years, the inner universe's expansion finally began to slow. Although it continued to expand, the rate noticeably decreased. It was estimated to surpass 33 million light-years slightly. As expected of the Chaos Tree, Lin Yuan's expression revealed awe as he marveled at the Chaos Tree's contribution to his inner universe, a nearly doubled radius in size. It should be noted that for an inner universe of Lin Yuan's current magnitude, achieving such growth required either the gradual grinding of time, 10 cosmic eras, 100 cosmic eras, with slow expansion leading to qualitative changes, or it would necessitate a great leap in realm, where an enhancement in life essence would bring about significant improvements in all aspects of his being. Tuolong Great Saint truly put effort into cultivating successors. Lin Yuan thought silently. Tuolong Great Saint was none other than the true body of the Great Saint's soul fragment residing within Song Yulong. While observing the fragments of the Great Saint's cultivation memories, Lin Yuan had identified this ancient Great Saint. Falling from the primordial lands of the Chaos Void? Lin Yuan gazed at the red-robed girl. The Chaos Tree originated from the primordial lands? When Lin Yuan had broken through the 10th, 11th, and 12th layers, he had endured the infusion of the primordial lands within the Chaos Void, and he felt the vast, boundless aura it contained. The Chaos Tree came from there? Outside the primordial lands, true Chaos Trees cannot be nurtured. The red-robed girl shook her head and continued, I know you might have heard claims that the World Tree could evolve into a Chaos Tree, but that's virtually impossible. I see. Lin Yuan glanced toward another direction within his inner universe. There, another massive tree swayed gently. It was the World Tree. Ever since Lin Yuan had mastered the first level of Infinite Void, his inner universe expanded to a radius of 20 million light-years, significantly diminishing the utility of the World Tree. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible.